Oh, I'm sitting here now.
And also the seat.
Moving hard.
Yeah. That's why I prescribe to the Sith life.
It means subscribe.
Oh,
Prescribe.
both of these.
Okay.
One of those
Okay.
has the most recent
Okay.
episode, and the other one I confused with.
Okay.
Prescribe
Because
it
I
to-
didn't have it, so I put it on the other one I had. Then when I came down here today, I mixed them up. So one of those has the... What's up?
Stupid joke. I accidentally said prescribe instead of subscribe to the soft way of life. And Gage is like, who are you prescribing it to? And I'm like, my doctor, to give him a taste of his own medicine.
Solid. Good recovery all around.
Oh god, I have to go through a few hundred days of
I wouldn't worry about it.
Did you forget
No, I have to find it.
No, you stole it.
Did I actually?
No, it's under my table. Never mind.
What's up?
I thought he stole my water because it's a very him thing to do, but
Gage is now within reach for stealing water.
Oh, Gage, we won't have a... You won't be here, but that's one of the reasons we're not going to have a session next Saturday.
Ah, there's a DeLorean on my Twitter, apparently.
Alright, we'll actually get started, actually, and see how far we can... See how far we can get.
Aha! One of these is Bert. One of these is my teacher.
When he's top.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you can tell, but they are very similar.
Wow, they are. Oh my god.
So, you guys are starting on the morning of the 17th. I have this thing.
Yeah.
Monday. Sorry, no, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday the 18th then, right? Yeah.
Hang on, I'll see you in a second.
Just on your page. Session 32.
Subsection D.
Tuesday. 18th. Y. 50.
That's fine.
Okay. You know. It's open. Oh, Mickey's gonna come in?
approached.
Mickey. He might jump up.
Then he deproached.
So yeah, it is morning Tuesday of the 18th. You guys are in Richmond. Tomorrow, you are to report to the
Circle.
the Circle, the Department, the Circle of Forestry Resources, the CFR. Until then, you basically have today to prep, but we were going to do it pretty quickly. Just like, what do you want to do? All right, it's done, kind of thing. We'll, I guess, spend a little bit more time on it since...
We don't... I guess we do have to wait till Vanya gets here.
It and the poisoner's kit because I'm dumb and didn't actually have those.
All good?
I will make sure a small child is okay. We'll just say...
I'm checking my equipment for anything notable missing.
Yeah, they just let him in.
Dying didn't do good things for your herbs.
Sounds good. Let's go look up how much kits are.
Inventory.
Come on, get alive.
Ask Squark if I could have the disguise kit.
I just want the yellow.
I'm gonna say you can't use as like...
Individual pieces, yeah.
Cool.
Cool. I take the disguise.
So, because you said it was cadmium.
I mean, yeah, it is poisonous, but it's gonna be much better to buy concentrated poison.
That being said, if you're like stuck in a dungeon and need to poison a guard, go paint, man.
I feel like I should take these out because my inventory derped on me, but it says I still have the wolf bits from forever ago.
Oh no.
I think you have sold that. Gage?
Or just rot it away.
Healer's kits, sorry, herbalism kits are 5 gold,
Skinning techniques, none of which
and
work.
poisonous kits are 50 gold.
You attempted to scale this wolf.
How much are navigator's tools?
Good times.
I
I didn't know what the fuck it was.
let me go under tools because I was just
Now
doing
he
kits.
does.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, and make sure you add it to your D&D Beyond character when you're done. Go, please. Carpenters, cartographers, navigators. Okay, navigators tools are specific for the sea.
Yeah.
Okay. You're with Valley inland, not just kind of inland.
Okay, so maybe pick them up in a coastal city.
It would definitely be in a coastal city. I would say roll to find it. Like, if you actually really want them, you would have to go and look for them.
Not that badly.
Sparky,
Yeah.
how much time do you want to spend on your alchemy?
Until I finish it. I remember right, you said I was pretty close.
How many hours would you have?
I have, I think it's like 27.
Okay. You are close, but 8 hours wouldn't get you there.
Okay. I will do 8 hours then.
Alright, you're at 35. Beck, anything you want to get?
I'm looking through my list of stuff right now,
Your
and
Gubbins list.
yes, my Gubbins list.
I mean, you got a full day, so those of you
So
that
I actually
casters
don't
and such-
have rope in my inventory, so I'm gonna get some rope.
We get some rope.
I'll actually
Go
take
ahead.
like the
I'm just
small family on like a little excursion, like get sweets and shit.
Oh, there it is.
Um,
I got rope.
It's kind of the work day.
Ah,
There's-
damn
Wait,
it.
and they work,
Yeah.
basically, because
You don't work,
doesn't
you're an
kill me.
adventurer.
Damn
You
it.
could definitely get them a bunch of candy and give it to their mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got, like the end of the day.
I just rounds for potions, but I
Gunmar
assume there
will-
still aren't anymore.
Gunmar will get
Nothing new. She's making some though.
Okay.
Gunmar will get candy and shit before he heads over there, and then give it to the mom at the end of the day.
Okay. I know I've had candy before, but we're gonna probably change it up.
It's
It was-
fancier candy.
I was gonna say it was.
Actually, decently expensive the first time. But only
You
in-
overcharged us, but it was still cheap for adventures.
for adventures, yeah, it's not gonna be a hard thing for you
I have
guys.
fuck you money, is what I have.
Throw 5 gold at it,
That's a lot of candy.
and it's just gonna be a fairly big bag of rather welly, nice done candy, as well as fresh sweets and stuff like that. So not just hard candies and stuff like that, but little cakes and other luxuries. But yeah, it will be at least noticeable on your hit on your.
Gunmar will take
It's
one of the
worth
small.
marking off.
Gunmar will take one of the small cakes and like.
Okay.
Tanner's gonna spend the day learning to use the disguise.
Do you not have proficiency? Okay. Do you want to go get a book, or do you just want to keep practicing?
Are there books for that sort of
I'm
thing?
imagining it's
There
like a
could be.
kid putting on makeup for the first time.
Except we've done it twice.
No.
And it's worked out, but the times you have done it, you were with somebody who had proficiency.
Yeah. That's true. Is Theory still around? Can he just teach me?
Not in the time that
He's
he
in the
has,
dungeon.
not in a
probably.
day.
No, not a day, but he could be a starting point.
Oh fuck! I just remembered the thing I wrote. I've committed to giving this family.
A whole day.
I wanted to see Jenkins.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, buying sweets does not take all day.
I was gonna help around the work.
We'll still be in Richmond for a few days.
Mhm.
Well, correct me
The
if I'm wrong. We're
druid
going
stuff
to be
is going
coming
to take
back.
us out, but it will come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you pass that idea, if you actually want to attempt that, I can give you an answer.
Yeah, no, that would be Tanner's first thought. Tanner's first thought would not be, let's go to the library and find a book on disguise.
All right. As you go to the guild hall, and you do mention that, like, I would like to see Theory because you want him to teach you how to use a disguise kit. They basically go, if you wanted to, like, interview him or anything like that, maybe, but as far as giving him tools and materials to ply his trade, we can't. It's a bit of a risk, and given that we have him under a pretty secure lock and key, we want to not give him any more advantages than his natural talents already grant him. So I'm gonna say no. Sorry.
Tanner flipped.
Well, fuck you too.
Yes, that was the sentiment correct.
I've been very accommodating to you, but no, you don't get to have the thief teach you how to use the disguise
Thief
kit.
stuff.
Then I guess I do go find a book.
The only library you know of is in Candace's.
Darwin's probably there.
Darwin, I believe, is there doing stuff.
Then I will just go find Darwin and make him teach me how to use a
It's a beautiful village. Easy enough to get to the library. Darwin meets you. You meet Darwin there.
Yeah.
He's already doing stuff. And, you go kitty cat.
Wait, at the library?
Yeah.
Because that's where Sparky's going to be.
Oh,
Me,
okay.
Tanner,
Yeah.
and Darwin.
I
all
would
go to the
imagine
library.
Sparky. Sorry, I guess it wasn't fully assumed. But yeah, Sparky would.
Go over to the lab.
Then I'll let you
Just
take
go
over
for it.
this then, instead of Darwin.
Oh, okay.
Tanner walks in.
Hey,
Phil.
Tanner. And he's
Howdy.
like in a ridiculously bigger chair than he should be in.
Big old nice
It's
comfy
just a
leather
normal
armchair.
chair.
You know this chair, the fucking big red chair, like far
Oh
away?
yeah, the giant. Yeah,
Doing that thing.
yeah, basically.
Howdy.
Hey, what's up?
I think I need a book to teach me stuff.
What kind of book?
You know how we got that disguise kit?
Yeah.
Figured out someone's got to know how to use it.
Well, This section here, and it's like explaining all the places, something like that might be.
Also
Gotcha.
maps.
Um,
How to do maps.
Maps, they're in a map.
If you want to make a map, you want cartographer's tools.
I have.
Where'd you find them?
I don't know.
All the
I
maps-
have them though. Guess what I am proficient with? Navigator's tools. Some weird things happened in character creation, I think.
We might want to go back and look at that.
Do you want me to just switch navigators for cartographer's proficiency?
Yeah, that it just makes more sense.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yep. Cartographers is for making maps and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and reading maps.
What?
It's just the metal thing.
Touched
Don't
my
worry.
water bubble.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you want to help Tanner find it, you can both roll an investigation check, one at advantage, or you both roll.
I'll let you, since I'm helping you.
Me. I get to reroll once.
Choice that you made.
Yeah. I was hoping it was the seat and not the person.
Why would you think that?
You know
what
what?
evidence do you have?
You can never let the hope die.
It's investigation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
23.
Oh, kitty cat.
The one we rolled into a 19.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah. Using Spunky's help to actually like get the bearings of like sections and stuff like that, you quickly skim a lot of the titles. You find a book there, a fairly recent edition. There are some older ones next to it, and it's actually a clown's guide to makeup. It's titled "So You Want to Be a Clown."
Excellent. Excellent.
But inside of it, it goes deeply into color theory as makeup, and the lessons it teaches can be applied for disguising, and it actually teaches you how to make some really simplistic,
Yeah, it's worth it.
comical disguises. You know, big old mustache, big buffy eyebrows. You know, exaggerated stuff. But in those
Double
lessons
digit.
are the steps to do it much more subtly, and just contouring and stuff like that. So.
Before you have a comically large mustache.
Right.
You have mustache.
Hopefully you want to.
And yeah, it's a how-to makeup book, but it will teach you by its foundation how to use a disguise kit if you put it into practice and study it.
Gotcha.
I'll say that took you the better part of the first hour of the day.
That's fine.
You can call 7 hours of study them.
Cool. I think I have to go and
That's
I
fine.
will
change
work
the
on
cartographers to...
I actually.
Poisonous kit's easy enough to get, so I'll let you like. With your know-how, it is from Zooks. You would have to go to Zooks. But he sells it on behalf of the guild. It's not actually a guild item. So guild items are
It's just a
special.
restricted item because poison.
Yeah. Guild items are ones that can only be purchased with the guild sealed. It's a restricted item. One of the things you can use to get around it is a guild seal. You can also, if you have noticeable reason to do it, it's part of your, like, how you make money or something like that. If you're literally a paint maker or something like that, you would use this and an alchemy's kit. And certain things like that. Like, if you make pesticides, you would need a poisonous kit.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So yes, it's a restricted item. You having your seal allows you to get around it.
I make
But,
pesticides. The
yeah.
pests happen to be
And I'm gonna
mine.
like the actual work on actual poison.
Oh, okay.
Since I got the
And
four
just like the
poison ones.
basic poison
Yep.
vial. And the,
So straight up basic
equipment.
poison. Sounds good.
I found other crap that I wanted to buy
Yep.
that I just don't have. So, and they're reasonable. A crowbar, a shovel, and then the weirdest one would be a grappling hook.
I have a crowbar.
Crowbar and shovel are very, very easy, and due to your height and the nature of this, easy to find in your size. That's not an issue. The grappling hooks are easier to find than you would have expected. As this
There's
is
a mining.
It's a mining town with a mountainous region. People do actually go mountain climbing around here. Plus, Zook, you have seen him go up and down on
Yep.
grappling hooks. If you go to Zook's, easy enough. But you can actually find them at CMS as well.
Yeah, I'm just going off the bitty bobs in here.
Picks up 7 reasons.
I mean, I can get more than one since
Do you have a bag of holding?
No, but we have 4
no,
in
but
the
the party
party.
has
The party
several.
It's just they're relatively
Yeah.
bulky material. No, they are foldable ones.
Yeah.
So they go flat, so they're easy to pack away.
Yeah, one weighs 4 pounds. They're
yeah. Oh, yeah, they're wrought iron.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Grappling hook,
And carry them back to the lost bags.
shovel, crowbar. All right.
Yeah,
I looked through the basic equipment, and that was the only stuff that pulled out to me. It's like things I don't have but want. So
How many hours get towards the poison?
8 total.
Okay, so enough for one?
I think that is enough for one.
Okay.
Because Vanya is working on potions herself. And she's going to end the day with a potion.
It's 7 out of how many hours?
You don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing the same thing with Michael. You
That's
just
fine. I was just gonna write 7.
out of something.
Whatever.
No.
Just to track it.
You can
for
just
that.
go DM's discretion.
Okay.
whenever.
7 out of whenever Alex feels like it.
To a degree, yeah. But you can get bonuses for fast speeding and stuff like that. And I have, you'll get certain things at certain marks.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just gonna write it down one way.
I will say, without a teacher, you will never get to the point where you can teach somebody else.
I used it.
Right.
This is just something that's similar to him.
I
Like
tried to get a teacher, and you said no.
I said, no for theory. The thief locked up and secure.
And that's where we got the disguise kit from.
What's the name of the guy you can get illegal goods from again?
Post.
Post.
He doesn't really like us.
He doesn't like you coming in the middle of the day.
I mean, he can go fuck himself. We needed shit.
Yeah, he charged you extra for it, and you paid him, so we moved on.
Yeah.
It's true.
If you want to go see Post,
You're in that
you've
area.
not. You have been. You've been once.
Everyone's been once.
Yeah.
I was
Darwin and Tanner have gone
I was
more
saying,
frequently.
Oh, does anybody need to
Post
go?
exists
Oh,
to maybe like, hey,
No, that's a
for
good point.
X amount of platinum.
Post would be someone who's probably skilled enough to teach you. There are probably other people's like in the tents, but 1 days of teaching will equal just an accelerated number of hours.
Gotcha.
Learning a whole skill does take quite a bit of
Yeah.
time.
Wasn't Fletcher used to be a
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he
That-
Where was I?
I don't
you
know.
weren't-
That's
you weren't there. You just
that's his part of his redemption. He got caught.
Would you need a kit to make those, or is that just something?
No, that is something you can just do.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you have the material
By
nearby.
you, we mean
you
Darwin.
have the feathers.
Yeah,
you just
no.
need sticks.
Got plenty of feathers.
Honestly,
So every time I preen myself, I'm just gonna bag
Give them
feathers.
to Darwin.
In all honesty, the feathers are the hardest part.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
We have Birdman.
But yeah, no, Fletcher was a rogue. He got caught.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was part of his redemption stuff.
I'm attuned from George's Lucky Rogue because I'm attuned to the eyes of Charming, but they are not on.
Not on as invisible, and not on as like they're in your person.
Like they're on my person, but like not.
Not
Yeah.
on your face.
Yeah, so
Not
he
on
can't.
my face.
So,
Okay.
like he
So I
can't benefit.
can't use them while I'm in the city.
Gotcha.
I won't
Just
have
to
them
be
on
safe.
in a city unless I specify.
Okay. That sounds good. But yeah, so yeah, you were studying,
Darwin's probably
making
studying.
making stuff. He's studying stuff about the Empire.
I went
you-
shopping.
Yeah, you still have plenty of time if you'd like to
Yep.
do something else. I would say that took
yeah.
half a day.
Okay. More pot.
More what?
Make pot.
Oh, okay, yeah. Please add
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
add 4
pots
hours. What are you up to now?
and all.
Where'd my note go? Because I.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in my notes on my
Your
phone.
love of the
Alright,
heavy leaf.
Alex, once I'm done with Beck, we're gonna go
Yeah,
with you.
did you say 4 or 5 hours?
What?
4 hours.
4. I'm at 7 now.
Okay,
I was talking to. I was too busy making a weed joke.
you're fine. So at the start of the day, you head out. You head out to go to some confectionaries in the Togoth Wood. You go to Hestia's Bounty, which you know sells cakes and stuff like that. Near that place is the candy shop. Easy, go kitty cat. You buy with 5 gold. You are able to buy a number of small, intricate boxes of chocolates, easily portable things, bags of harder candy, individually wrapped taffies, and a couple other kind of more interesting stuff that are of candy variety. Just
Like fudge and that type of stuff.
oh yeah, you can make some fun. I was thinking medieval pop rocks actually, but like I like pop rocks and
Yeah, pop rocks.
like they don't have the technology to make them, but I feel like in a medieval society
They have magic.
somehow they would have like yeah.
They just use
It's like
magic.
a physics item that he just made one day just cause.
There's just a little bit of
There's more.
thaumaturgy in there.
Yeah, they sparkle. But yeah, you get the medieval magical equivalent of pop rocks. I love pop rocks. Yeah, you get all that for 5 gold, and then you head over to the sluice.
Yep.
When you knock at the door, I forgot her name again. It's Marianne? No.
There's a family that Gunmar likes A. All the way to Triple Z.
And dive.
Mark's one of those things. Anyway, she answers the door. She is carrying the little girl. Oh, Sadie's here.
Sadie!
Excellent. Good timing.
Sadie!
Good times at clock 7:13.
Sadie!
Like good timing for like what's happening.
Yeah, I know. It was just like I happened to be checking my phone at the time.
Monster.
No, he opened the window, and so he was just like, "Oh, I can exit the window."
No, you can't.
I would have at some point during this whole kerfuffle. Was Glitter Scales? He's the one that met Fletcher. Was he one of the ones that came to the surface with us?
We're about to find out.
Yeah. He's the one that had the salve. Or trades for the salve.
He did.
Oh, cool. Kind of like, and it won't change anything. Retroactively had a little cut him about Fletcher.
Sure thing.
Or being of Ishmael.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Oh.
You can actually have that in character if you like. I will say right now, Marion answers the door. Like this is mid-morning, so she's been up for like 5 hours or so. She gets up about 5 a.m. or something like that. And she goes like, "Hi, top of the morning to you. How you doing?"
I'm doing alright. How about yourself?
Not doing
Why am
too
I talking
bad.
like this? I've been hanging out with Darwin too much. I'm doing alright. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Just got the washing in. We're about to take out the first load for going drying.
Oh, I'll help you?
Sure, won't say no to another pair of hands.
Alright.
Uh,
Gunmar does so.
Cool.
He will only give the sweets at the end of the day.
If you just end up hanging out there, there are plenty of odd jobs to do, from hanging laundry to switching over from vats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To all kinds of different kinds of things. You basically can spend the rest of the day there easily enough.
Yeah. I'll explain that. We're heading out like tomorrow for like a week.
Oh,
We're gonna end up coming back.
she's appreciative that you stopped by and like as you helping out and stuff.
Or just kind of the thick one. Kinda.
Sadie, okay? Sadie?
It's not Sadie, it's Gage.
Oh, is that Gage?
Out.
Oh.
Gage is making noises. I heard him go ouch and I was concerned.
I stuck my hand in hot cheese.
Gage,
Gage Reinhardt
2022.
2022.
But yeah, you can spend the rest of the day there easily enough. At the
Miss
end of the
Boyle's House of Laundry.
Who?
Miss Boyle.
Boyle.
Boyle, that's right.
You really should write that down again.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna lose it because it's somewhere in this
One of
packet
the
of
players
pages.
is taking an interest in this
Just
small.
put a big sticky
peasant.
note right
It's
here.
written
Miss
down.
Boyle's House of Laundry.
Yeah, it's technically written down multiple times on here. I'll probably get to it sometime.
Control F that.
Control find, yes. Sorry, it took me a second to redo my shortcuts. Went straight to cut. And
That's Control F.
yeah, you spend the rest of the day there. When you hand over the candies, she goes like, "Oh, isn't this sweet?"
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Finger crossbows.
All right, I'll allow it this one time, but we don't want to be spoiling these children too much.
I know.
So
Jeez.
I'll take him this time, but please don't worry about it in the future.
Yeah.
And
They're,
she,
they're good kids. So figure.
no worries. I'll let you hang out. And she pulls into her pocket and she takes out 5 silver pieces and puts them into your hand. It's like, for today's wages.
You don't.
I have to. Don't worry about it. That was some hard day's labor. You go take your funds and go eat a meal.
He takes out his money bag and just hears shing-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
I mean, you could just put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Drop it in the donation tray.
Yeah, Gunmar's going to give this to Fletcher.
Perfectly fine. You
Also-
know where his box is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Gunmar will just kind of say hi to Fletcher.
Perfectly fine. It's on your way out. On your way back to.
I think.
Welcome.
Didn't need to do that, but I appreciate it.
Alright, I pay my workers. Don't worry.
Alright.
She sends you off, and that's the evening.
I had 5 silver.
Are you about to give it to just
Yeah, you got no silver from me.
because you're about to give it away?
Yeah.
If you give it to Fletcher, he'll take it happily.
Fletcher.
There's a donation box up at the front. As you go in, Fletcher's busy tending to people, as he usually is. By the end of the day, he's out of spell slots, so he is mostly hand bandaging people that are in here, tending to sores, cests, and stuff like that.
Good
You do
morning.
notice, when you came here about a week ago, when you were able to really use your paladin healing on a number of individuals, a number of those people are no longer here.
Yeah.
They've you cured basically enough of the infection that they healed on their own in the next week. So yeah. So he mentions that like these people are gone, but they're not like dead. They've just gone back.
They're gone. Oh no.
They're the good kind of gone.
He seems less busy, which is actually quite nice. But he's still pretty busy. But he doesn't have full beds anymore.
Yeah. Gunmar just says hi and just kind of.
We're fine. He chats to you while he tends to people.
Gunmar helps.
Are you proficient in medicine?
I'm proficient in Leon.
So no is the answer to your question.
Answer is no.
You could probably use 4. 2 on one person, 2 on another, to help them along as you did with some of the other people.
I will do that.
Actually, here, let me roll a die real quick. Nope, never mind. Nobody comes in with like a grievous injury.
Oh, well then.
Good day in the sleuth.
Yeah.
Nobody comes in with just like, why is my hand like this? Heal.
Ow!
Oh, that didn't actually hurt. Oh, wow.
I was like, ah!
Shock of it more than anything else.
Yeah, no one comes in with any grievous injuries at the last minute, so, yeah. Use 4 pizza laying hands, but, you know, you got the rest of it.
Yeah.
So you can probably use 1 point on a stray cat you find. The cat feels fucking amazing now.
The cat's like, whoa.
That's everything at maximum of 2 or 3.
You get that
Gunmar-
cat extra life.
Gunmar sits down and is like, I don't know what you are.
But
You know cats.
Because you are.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah, I'm from the desert.
not
Cats
that
are
you, by this
desert.
point you would have just seen cats.
I don't know what you're called. Actually, no.
You would have a name for it. You would probably know the Draconic more than anything else.
Dart.
Art?
Sure. Dart around. I don't
Dart!
Okay, you know what? There is something perfect about a child going, Dart!
And just a cat, and the cat goes,
Oh, it's a draconic cat!
Meows and draconic.
It's like that dog that like wouldn't listen to its owner when he was speaking in English, but the second he started speaking Spanish, it was a perfectly well-trained dog.
yeah,
Like, cool, that dog speaks Spanish.
I guess we just, and Vanya, you were making potions today, right?
Yeah.
With 8 hours of work, you've made a potion.
I say that the cat just kind of does like the rubbing
Perfectly
thing.
fine.
I would take you with me, but you'd probably die.
And wait, he
Do
keep
it.
dying.
That's what I'm working on.
I have a familiar. His name's Moose. Roger. But his nickname is Moose.
When Gunmar forgets that his name is Roger, his name
Ah,
is Moose.
Fucking Moose! Get over here! My name's Roger. Roger!
You can mark off 25 gold's worth of materials and add a health potion to your material, your character sheet.
I already had 5.
Oh, so with the amount of time you have
Wait,
left,
potion and a half.
you actually can, yeah.
2 for 12.
It's 2, yeah, it's 2 for 12 or 1 for 8, so you can use the last 3 to finish up. You could get another 5 hours in. We messed with the rules for potions.
Oh no,
Don't
I'm
worry about
just
it.
like, if she has 5 in,
8 would bring it over 12.
8 would put it to 13.
Yes, that's not how we're doing it.
Oh.
If you have 12 hours in a day, you can make 2. But anything under 8 or 7, you can do non-consecutively,
Okay.
is the thing. So you can build time in.
Okay.
Well, I guess, no, you could make it into, based on our rules, because you have 5, if you put 7 hours in, you would get 2. Yeah, you'll be fine. Then you get an hour into the next thing. Basically, you can preempt everything up to 7 hours. Once you finish the 8th hour, it triggers, but if you keep going for another 4, we can get you a double. It's how we're doing it.
Sure. Okay.
It encourages health potion making,
Mhm.
which will always be useful. And it's kind of like a rain. It's kind of one of those things like you end up using a bunch of them all at once. So it's nice to get a store. And that's Tuesday.
Yay, Tuesday.
As you all finish up in the big room in the lodge, a runner from the forestry services comes in. He's very noticeable as he is a rather tall human. Okay, he's not actually tall. He's very thin. It makes him look taller than he is, but he's only like 5'7".
He's gangly.
Mm-hmm. He's wearing traditional robes of a 4 resources individual. So that's shades of green in a toga kind of formation with a belt. And he has a messenger bag on. He looks around for a quick bit. He's got olive skin, amber eyes.
It does not take him long to see.
Yeah, he basically tracks you down and walks over and just goes like, "Are you guys oh shit, what's your name?
Pac
Back
Magic.
Magica.
Are you guys Pac Magica?
Yeah.
That we are.
Hi,
Who's it?
the Circle of Forestry Resources.
Yeah,
I was about
that's
to
us.
have Gunmar roll to see if he remembered who they were, but nah.
No.
You would know.
Not subtle.
The
Gunmar's not a very clever man.
You're not that stupid. You can
I'm
talk.
pretty sure you're above intelligence, aren't you?
I have 9 intelligence
Oh.
gauge.
Oops.
you're not that far under average.
Yeah,
though.
You're 1 point under.
you're the no kid left behind, but you're not an imbecile.
You're about an average European, not an average American.
I can do some math with the
I think you get that backwards.
No, he's got it right.
I feel like average Europeans are smarter than average Americans. Because if he's the average, what I'm saying is he's playing really dumb. I'm telling him not to play the average American. I'm making fun of Americans for.
Okay.
Let's just move on.
Okay.
It made sense in my head.
I actually kind of figured out
our
predictably.
default 9.
So, well, I have a message. As you may have known, you were asked to join us for our departure, going back to the village. I'm happy to let you know that we are ready to go, and we'll be leaving first thing in the morning.
Sounds good.
We meet you at the.
Right in front of the forestry resources. We'll be going off with a cart. Leaf Alonis will be coming along with us, and he'll be heading it. It will be just him and you.
Got it.
There's not much expected to be on the way. It's a well-trodden path, but keep your wits about you.
Do you know? Obviously, the train's going to be forest, but like hilly, is it?
It's a fairly dense forest. Going into it, once you get past about 50 feet into the tree line, you're going to get into a lot of old growth. Such. This is area that has not been logged before, so some of these trees are hundreds, thousands years old.
Oh.
They these are protected pathways. So, and much of the forest up here is untouched thanks to our intervention.
Good to hear.
Not fire. Got it.
Yeah, it should be pretty shaded and such, but the pathway is well trodden. It will take most of your day to get there.
About how deep into the day?
Lodge grows quiet.
It would take. I would say it's impossible to see anything past 50 feet in,
Oh, that's enough feet.
but it's easily to obscure all the way up to the edges of the roads.
Okay.
The trees are a dense pack in between.
What things are you kind of expecting to run into?
Nothing. As far as it's a well-treaded path, you really shouldn't come across anything.
Knowing our luck,
Well, prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
yeah.
Encountered.
If you encounter any wildlife, Alonis will be able to communicate and de-escalate any situation, especially with any wolves or. There is known to be periodically giants that come down, but not usually on this year, and they usually stay quite clear of the druids.
We've actually ran into
two
two of said giants.
hill
Right.
giants.
Okay, so you would know what to expect for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have the advantage in the high cover, in the trees.
Okay.
They have a hard time moving through the thick patch.
How are there many Brontosaurus in the area?
In the Grand area,
No, not the grand area, just the area we're traveling.
I know actually a fair bit about this. In the area we're traveling, very little. The deep packed forests that we will be going to are not the hunting and grazing grounds of the Brontosaurus. They handle and hang out near the edges of the cliffs, the plateaus, and the tree line.
Gotcha. I don't know if it's relevant or if we actually did one on the way into Richmond.
Did it have a tag?
It did.
It did.
Oh.
It was being.
It was being hunted
It was
by
hunted
the
by
giants.
2 giants.
Oh. It
Say
explains.
That's the noise that it made.
Yeah.
It,
Was I think the largest creature I've ever seen.
You think?
It was definitely the largest creature I've ever seen.
Right.
he takes out his hands and weaves a series of vines together that bring up to about his, like, it makes a Brontosaurus S shape.
Yo.
And then he brings a tiny one out and, like, it's about that big in comparison.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You met Charlie.
Oh, he had a name?
Colloquially, he has his proper name, but no, he's a dire brontosaurus. He's one of the last of his kind.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Denmar will admit the fact that they almost drowned.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
It was fine.
He should be able to have taken those. I'm glad you stepped in, but those two village giants probably would have been fine for him.
I mean, he was actually running from them.
Oh,
From what I
I'm glad you
understand,
interviewed
I
them.
think they snuck up on him,
Oof.
as well as
Yeah, they got
two
a drop
giant
on him.
Ouch.
drop on him.
Was he like deep into the trees?
Yeah.
He's probably looking for a mate or something.
That's what he told
Poor
us.
guy.
He's his area of influence is quite big. If you do see him, that's very nice, but the likelihood you'll see him again without tracking him is pretty low.
Okay.
The whole plateau is functionally where he lives, along with the other brontosaurus. Though again, they mostly hang out near the cliffs.
Okay.
We'll be there.
That was just more of a clerical question, but be there bright and early.
That sounds good. Right. Well, hopefully your journey goes nice and quietly. It's a big honor and a very rare occurrence for non-druids to go to this forest, to the village itself. So I can understand why you've been invited. Just live up to it.
We'll do.
Bye.
And with that, he turns around and walks out. Oh, he mentions, and you've gotten this a couple times before, but I want to be very official about this. You know the name of the tribe. The tribe is the Buna Safith.
That's in the chat, yeah?
I can,
yeah.
I
It's
can
about to be.
yeah, let me go ahead and send
I
it.
think that was in the.
It was,
was.
but it was
Which,
probably
by the way, I'm really proud of that name.
the what?
The D&D mail.
Oh, it is in there.
Yeah, there's a little thing above the E. There it is. The bonus of life.
Hot people.
I'm gonna have to, like, I haven't been marking anything for, like, the
I would do it as
12
peoples
pages.
because that's the name of the tribe itself, not the location. So you can meet them without going to the tribe. Sorry, without going to the village.
You dropped the accent on the E.
I don't know how to do it when I'm typing it out, so I copied it from a Word document before.
Oh, if you're using your phone, you just hold the E.
Oh, there you go. I will fix it later.
I forgot all about that. I'll be perfectly honest. I've been in the same boat.
You have met Quentin Alanis. You first met him as a direwolf, and he changed his form. This was underneath the city streets in the smuggling ring.
Yeah.
He's quite tall. He's a half-elf. He's a man of few words. And he introduced himself as Second of the Leaf.
I did remember.
Well, because I wasn't there. I did enjoy the pause of silence followed by, so who's gonna talk now that Sparky's not here?
I don't remember who it ended up being.
I think it was Tanner.
Probably.
Or Bonnie.
But yeah, you have the night to yourselves to talk amongst yourselves and prep. And when you are all ready, we will jump to the morning.
Tanner,
Yeah, what's up?
are you better today?
Yeah. Yeah.
After we already did all our.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is
This-
Tuesday night.
Yeah, Tuesday night.
Building my sippy cup.
Get off.
And that's all
Black
Denmar
market.
says.
Yep.
Denmar also goes to bed.
Okay. Well, in that case, once I get this up and running.
Sparky is gonna go to bed early, so you can co-op.
Oh, okay.
Kind of
It,
have a chill night.
using your methodology and stuff like that, you can get to the Cobalt City within 10 minutes.
Yeah, I just kind of chill down there.
You
Where
greeted
did Sparky go?
you greeted warmly as you go down there. A lot of just nods and stuff like that, but they do recognize you as you are.
Yeah.
That one's kind of lean.
And I've gotten away with
give me a perception check.
Okay.
it. If you want some adventures.
Actually, no, this is easy to percept. Give me an insight check.
Hey, that is 9.
What was I looking for?
Oh no, that's a 14.
Okay.
I'm apparently proficient in
Good
insight.
thing to be proficient in.
Denmar should also be. It's performance.
You,
Like speeches and shit.
You kind of get a vibe at breakfast that a lot of people are speaking of what happened, what stories have been passed to them from Monday. A lot of people kind of get the gist of it where, like, they went to this place and this place. There's a lot of talk of Zooks. and they speak very highly of the lunch in particular, where you basically groused around the markets and items like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people were very impressed with Urak casting high-level magic. Basically showing that, like, hey, this, like, he, like, had the power to back it up, because he's never really probably had a chance to do it,
Right.
per se. But a number of supporters of Zurich also point out that he was up there and was able to make a lot of deals happening, and hopefully if everything goes to well, the fact that they no longer are trading with anybody down here might no longer be an issue. With a 14, you basically get the gist that you think a lot of people are pretty happy with how the Monday turned out,
Good.
in general.
Yeah. Cool.
Easily done. I'll say you woke up at like 6.
That's fine.
Everyone else is trying to wake up early, so make it 7.
Marco goes ahead and has a quick lights on the roster to the meeting point.
Without everybody?
It gets done before everybody, yeah.
Okay. Then, you're over there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Listen, Governor's a military man.
He
Always
gets-
early.
He eats shit fast, and then gets to the place he needs to be.
Eats shit.
He ate
He's a
shit.
military man. Yeah.
Kinda had to. You know, desert rations? They suck. They're actual shit.
Anyway.
Away from the desert.
They're like this.
That looks good.
Part
Speaking of military, like the teams are known to be the that do the stupid things. Not says necessarily being stupid, but they do the stupid things.
You can try something.
No, those are all Sadie's hardtack now.
7 o'clock rolls
No,
around.
it's- be
Nibble
careful
on it.
because you might break your.
Its nickname is Molar Breakers. So,
Yeah.
oh, now people want to try it.
Half the table wasn't here earlier.
Ideally, you're supposed to soak it.
And like broth or something like that. Anyway,
Bird.
you guys make it all over to the forestry resources by about 7:30.
This
No, I'm
and nuts and berries is what we eat on the road,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the hardtack is part of human rations.
which is why I'm so glad that Tanner cooks so often.
I like
Tanner cooks
bread.
whenever we have stuff to cook.
Yeah.
Which is basically all the time because Darwin hunts.
Yeah.
We actually eat really well when we travel. Comparatively.
Well, especially because you have a spice kit and a couple. You have a cooking
I
utensils,
have
which
the
comes
cooking
with
stuff,
spices
yeah.
and stuff.
And both of us have prestidigitation.
Yep.
They're
So
proficient with those cook tools.
even if it's shit, you can make it taste better.
Yeah, for 6 of us.
And then there's Darwin.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't taste his food. Fuck Darwin.
He doesn't need to eat.
We need to beat his bugs.
They don't taste either.
They're like,
But yeah, by 7:30, the sun is just cresting over the hills to the west, east, shining into the Togoth ward. Heavy shadows come across. It's kind of a cool morning, so there's a small mist across the ground, and you wait there for a little bit, and
Oh, yeah, it's just gonna be crunching.
within minutes, you hear the sounds of horses in harnesses pulling a wagon, and from around the circle, the southern side of the circle, you see Alanis on top of a wagon that's being pulled by 2 large Clydesdales. In the back of the wagon is fully occupied by this massive wooden box. You recognize it as it is the same wooden box that was down south. Like down in the smuggling ring.
Why get rid of the box?
You can tell that it's been resealed, and there's a couple other charms and other things on it, as well as like not safe security rings and stuff like that. That basically say like if it's been tampered with.
Okay.
In medieval times, that would be rope that was held together with a wax seal, and it's got a couple of those on it. He sees you all
Useless in the plane of fire.
Yeah.
in.
Oh, water.
As he comes up to you guys, he goes, "Good morning.
Morning.
order.
Morning.
Coffee.
I'm glad you're all here on time. We should make good time. Should nothing go wrong, but it will still take us the better part of the day to go there. The horses cannot go full speed with this much cargo. And with you all walking on foot, I think that's for the best. I'm not expecting any trouble, but should something come up, please keep your wits about you. I wouldn't worry anything until we hit the deep forest.
While everybody's walking, I'll just like be up a little bit.
Okay.
Just above the tree line.
Yeah.
That would become very difficult when you hit the trees. As in impossible.
Alright, well I guess I'll stop then.
No, but you have a couple hours till you hit the trees.
Okay. Up
Um,
until that point, I will do that.
Because then your option becomes above the tree line or can't fit through the trees.
yeah, they actually do, you'll see this in a couple hours, but they grow really close together. And very, very tall with branches the whole way. And so functionally, you guys are shrouded by branches and leaves. Branches and leaves
Branches and braids.
throughout the whole. And it's so overgrown and overcovered that from the sky, you cannot see this path.
You're scared.
Possibly by design.
Gunmar tells Roger to follow from the back.
Oh, sure. So yeah, you guys have a couple hours to hit the tree line as he takes you out of the Togath Gold Gate and takes you west for the better part of 2 hours away from the city. You pass homesteads, fields of grains, growing various things, mostly wheat, some corn. That's your favorite corn. But during this time, you can ask him any questions you would like, or travel in silence. At least one person can be beside Alonis at any time. Probably two, because he's a pretty thin dude.
Like on the cart.
Yeah, like on the cart.
Gunmar will be like walking like beside the cart.
Tanner will walk.
Sparky, as not Drew person, wouldn't know any questions to ask.
Does Sparky with his short legs want to be on the cart?
He'll walk.
Does Sparky
We all
wanna
slow
ride
down
Roger?
to match Sparky's pace.
Okay.
Your movement speed.
25.
Oh, that's 30.
No, his is
You
30.
at 30?
Kobold's is 30.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
What's everyone's movement speed?
Vanya's actually the slowest
Yes.
one here. Because halflings are 25. They did away with the 25-foot move speed for short because they realized it was dumb.
I have a 40-foot walk speed.
That's weird. I got 35 walking, 60 flying, and 50 swim.
I'm fast.
I'm sorry, you can go as fast as the fly
35
spell?
You're at 25.
What the fuck?
What? I'm sorry, what?
What is that?
I don't know, it sounded like a fucking YouTube video. What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, no, it was a
Did it just
It was a
start
YouTube
for no
video.
reason?
Yeah, no, it's done that. This is the second time it's done that. And I'm, like, it's starting to piss me off.
Did you close YouTube?
I did now.
So yeah, you have 2 hours with Alonis before you hit the tree line.
Gunmar will remain silent until questions are asked of him. He will remain silent throughout the rest of the fucking trip.
Yeah, Tanner's got
I don't know any questions that... I don't even know...
Vanya, do you have any questions? Because
Ooh.
this is the time.
It's a bad day for roleplay for me. Up front with dude, because I am Darwin. What's Darwin's walking speed?
Much faster.
Like
35.
Am I actually the
25.
slowest?
Yeah, you're at 25.
Holy crap! I got long strider because I was like, oh yeah, I can make 3 people
I
fast.
used to be as slow as you for like walking speed.
I didn't realize
It was
Eric Oker
25.
started at 25.
Yeah, it's because they can fly.
That makes sense. I also used to be a
Speed.
C.
I can give you a 30. Because it feels weird just singling you out.
Didn't do it. Wizards of the Coast did it.
I won't ask how long he's been a druid, but probably.
Was it an
How
iron?
long has he been with sources?
Oh,
How long have you been with the forestry resource?
I have worked for them for the better part of 20 years. I'm one of the heads there at the moment. But my allegiances is fully and always first towards the bonus. I serve as second leaf to our archmother. I phonetically spelled this out. Rodonite. Add 10 years to that, for the better part of 30 years. With the forestry resources, I have worked with them since past my initial training.
Cool.
I think Sparky might need to ask him about the logging situation.
It's not something Sparky would necessarily know or care about.
I have something Gunmar would know about, but
That they are. Well, in the deeper forest, it's just not viable. There's not enough land to be cleared. The thinner patches as you get close to the cliff edge are populated. The deep forests where we protect, and the base mountain range itself, those are fairly inhospitable for but the highly specialized. So the environment itself plays a large portion of it. That being said, we live in harmony with all peoples and recognize that the needs of people, humans, mortals, halflings, are part of the system itself. And so we've always made and worked to set aside portions of the forests that they can use, some for more destructive purposes, such as logging, others for the mutual benefit of all resources, hunting, both man and beast alike. If you don't have places for the game to rest, to recover, and raise their young, you will starve in a season. We have worked hard for mostly spreading these lessons across the plateau, and fairly successful. Here it's more difficult across the country. We only heard tales up here of the Heartfire War. It was a difficult decision for them, but we remained neutral throughout it. My part of it. Child when it was ending. Remember the elders being uneased, including parents. Why it was going on, especially those last few years when things got really. Not envy you and where you came up from.
All I can do is
You coming here might be a very nice breath of fresh air. I feel may have become complacent in our nature. We've not had to struggle as much as the southern cat. So I hope that we can learn from the tales that you share with us. No,
not a good build.
no, you're doing
It's
great.
It's
I
fine.
ask if there are there any like flowers or animals that are
Very much so. Flower-wise, it's a little rarer, but you'll get a couple that, especially on the mountainsides themselves, especially high-altitude orchids and tulips. They're usually sought after for the fact that they're hard to get, and so some of them symbolize struggling love and other things like that. But as far as practical uses, they're pretty, but just rare and hard to find. Much more so is we have a number of medicinal herbs that grow natively across the internal dark patches and internal groves of the deep forest. Some of them are particularly good with arthritis, but they can also help with upset stomachs and other materials and such. And others still can be used for the creation for their innate magical properties to be the basis of healing potions. But flower-wise, you want to go to the mountains. Though, I have to admit, with your native abilities, you circumnavigate significantly portions of what would be the difficulties getting one. Don't let it lessen it, though. If you have somebody you would wish to give such a flower to.
You smart?
No,
There's
I was-
something you're not telling us. Ooh.
Because he's not going to talk the entire trip. Talks to me first, of course.
I was asking about native plants and animals. That's the answer I got.
I was just tuning in for the someone special part. I zoned out.
I heard you zone back in.
No, I did. That was in character with Gunmar.
But yes, there's
For my mom's brain.
Ah. Special? Yes, my dead mom. Ooh.
So the forest we're going to is these ones here in near 50.
oh shucks, I don't have my world map.
Don't worry, I'm gonna pull up the people on the map.
Here?
Very much so. So not that far deep.
Oh,
So
the,
you are
map
15.
Where the ocean
We're-
You went south, see that road,
Yeah.
and then went around. So you're on the right path. You are going to be following the river.
Okay.
So you are going further north. So yeah, in a sense, yeah. Technically, under that 15 is all forest.
Where?
So see where the southern road is? You
Yeah.
exited that gate, but it followed, and then went all the way to that faint little line. That's supposed to be a river, and basically you're following that river.
This one.
Yeah. You probably you will get close to the base by the end of it, but it starts becoming deep forest after about 3 hours.
Okay.
About an hour in is all farmland. For going northwise. Technically, you're going northwest, I guess, because the continent's good.
And whose fault is that?
I don't know why.
God's.
Yeah. Point is, it's like northwest.
I think we should blame
I
Arathis.
have Arathis
I don't
in my
know if
card
you're
sheet?
using Arathis, but usually she's the one we blame.
But you're gonna be following that river for the most part, up until you hit the deep forest, at which point you will be going a different direction. You feel like in about a day's travel, this is an extended day, so it's like 12 hours travel. You will hit at the very minimum, the foothills at the base of those. Once we get into the forests, I can use some of our walkways and shortcuts. We will actually be traveling further in a day than you really can with this much weight by passing through some shortcuts.
I'm interested.
Be a fun time.
Can I insight check real quick his definition of fun?
Sure.
Like, he's hard to read, and I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or just like, yes, it will be fun.
This is my insight checking.
Hey, that's why insight's that.
Gunmar will also insight.
13.
Okay.
Tanner, heart attack.
Oh shit.
15.
Do you
Your
like
crunches can be heard for 20 feet away.
Yay!
Yeah. Odd heart.
I'm gonna ban hard attack after this. By
Yeah,
the way.
This was a one-off thing.
Yep.
Alex is like, I don't
It's-
want more.
I'm a muncher, you know? Like, I munch on things.
If
while
there's
I play
something
games.
there, the table will eat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm nothing against hard attack, but goddamn, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Periodically, like the fucking sound files is just a massive spike, and it's just crunch.
Well, especially whenever Bray's eating. Bray's right there.
Like food,
Please
don't.
don't.
Yeah.
Look, food's fine. Food has always been fine at the table.
Yeah.
It's not
Just it's
overly
particularly
crunchy.
loud.
So this gets
No,
some
it's
nice
just-
ASMR when you edit it.
I'm just
Uh-huh.
amazed
Like-
that it meets that
Yeah.
I will
requirement
delete the
for me.
entire save.
Like, I taste nothing, but I munch.
I taste
Like
power.
It's
Yeah.
texture.
No, no. you
I had
taste it out.
like a half a teaspoon of salt to it.
So you got a 13,
Fancy.
and what did you get?
Shut up. I followed the
Stale
recipe.
and dry.
What? I got a 15.
You would boast. He's not really trying to hide anything particular. You get the sense that he's basically trying to be slightly diplomatic in a sense of like, hey, you know, this is actually kind of interesting. Like, I do it literally all the time, but this is not new to me, but as a lot of you are new to this kind of thing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Doing this better.
I'm down for seeing new things.
Well, you won't really see much, but we will get to the base of the mountains within a day. If you could see us from above, it would be an interesting sight. You can't. The cover is a bit too much. The first hour goes by and you are following the river for the most part, going north-northwest. In about an hour, you hit the tree line. The tree line for the next 2 hours is very thin forest. This is forest that has been logged before and regrown and is, I would say, no more than 100 years old. So this is an actively... this is part of a greater range of the woods that is actively managed. The managing of forests is determining which trees fall when, and so you don't clear cut a forest because that destroys the forest. You go in, you take the oldest ones, you encourage the growth of the youngest ones, and you manage a forest. For the next 2 hours, which is several miles going into this forest, this is all considered managed forest. So there's a bunch of offshoots. So this main road has a number of shoots, especially because you're really close to the river. And periodically you'll pass logging camps where they have big trees that they are cutting down, delimbing, debarking, and then setting on float using mule teams and other things like that. They are not clear cutting here. They are very specifically marking certain trees and stuff. A number of the bigger logging camps you can see, because they stand up kind of like a sore thumb, members of the Forestry Resources, a druid of the Forestry Resources. Similar, wearing a similar garb to the person who went to you. And I would say you pass your first camp about 15 minutes into the managed forests. It's a pretty small one, has a couple of lumberjacks, and there's only one or two there. A lot of them have already started going out for the day as they go out at first light. But you can see a foreman-looking individual still at the camp with another guy that he has a bandaged leg. As you are walking by, the foreman goes like, "Hail, Lannis." And Lannis goes, "Hail. Oh, that heals well." Walking to the lumberjack, and the one just goes, "Thank you."
Gunmar will go ahead and ask the lumberjack, is there anything I can do to help with that?
Outside of magic, this far, there's not much we can do.
Is it broken?
Is it broken?
Yeah, by the looks of it.
Can't do anything about broken.
You can.
You can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
fix broken bones.
You
With,
can't regrow bones.
with
You
lay on
can't
hands?
regrow
Oh,
things.
shit.
Yeah, you can't regrow limbs, but you can set up bone.
Oh, fuck.
Gunmar will do just that. How much would he?
To heal a broken bone would be kind of like fixing a condition, so 5
At
land
least
points.
5.
Okay.
But you can do 4 to give him some immunity to the bone breaking.
Just a little.
Let me heal this log for you.
All right, Gunmar does so.
As you do, he looks at it, and while he feels no pain, it actually feels very pleasant. You hear an audible, and as it snaps back into place,
Excellent.
and then heals itself, and he starts moving his toes and stuff like that. Like, impressive, thank you.
Sorry
Oh.
if you were looking forward to the time off.
Nah, I don't get paid if I don't log. So
Wait, you
fair
want time
enough.
off?
Is it hazard pay if he gets clocked by a paladin on his job?
I don't.
I mean, that's one hell of an excuse to get out of working.
you do see him immediately start unwrapping, unbandaging, and there was a splint under the under the bandages.
So someone set his leg wrong?
No, someone
No,
set his
okay.
leg.
They did like a splint.
like
and
it
that's-
was recently said.
Yeah, I would say this. It was probably not wrong, but it probably also wasn't correct.
Got it. I was gonna say the way you described it being healed sounded like it was
It also-
going the wrong direction.
This is a bone healing in 6 seconds, as we verse to 6
2
weeks. Yeah, so it's more of just a quickening move of bone.
It's fair.
The point is, it was a rather graphic noise, but it worked. He immediately starts unbandaging the leg and starts putting on his stuff. The foreman goes like, "Thank you,
No
I
problem.
appreciate it."
Think nothing of it.
Mm.
And Gunmar goes back to the caravan.
Go jog to catch a little bit up. We're not going that fast, so that's easy enough to do. Every about 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to pass a logging camp, and every fourth one's going to be a little bit bigger and has a member of the forestry resources there. Most of them are actively working.
Every third one has a guy with a broken leg.
Fuck. Well, I've already committed. Oh, there goes all my lay on hands.
I would say no. I'd say that was probably the only injured one, and I'm gonna say like he quickly mentions that like, "Thank you. I was about to actually head off to town and get this looked at, but I can head back to my camp now." And he actually follows you for probably the next 3 camps, and he stops off at the largest camp. So he was on his way back to town.
Alright.
He was probably brought to this first camp and was going to get a hitch a ride with the next log train that comes like, oh, yeah, that's another thing. Most logs are floated down, but periodically, not a log train, I misspoke. It's like a bus service. It's
Yeah.
a wagon that carries workers here to and fro.
Workers' equipment.
Mhm.
Anything to go upriver.
Functionally, yep.
Gunnar bids him
And
farewell.
people
tells him-
downriver. They don't like floating.
Gunmar's like,
Some of them
"Alright,
probably do.
take care of yourself now.
Ride the log.
Ride the log.
Probably do that,
Yeah.
actually, but like...
They're probably not supposed to.
It's a no-show.
I know for a fact it causes a
Violation.
tremendous amount of injuries in the logging companies, like when you had log jams and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh, see this 50-foot tree and this other 50-foot tree? The river doesn't care they're that big. They will just swing those shits around. And if they get stuck on rocks, it just wham!
Yeah, they're probably not
Gone.
supposed to for liability reasons.
Safety, and like, you're gonna kill yourself.
Fantasy
Anyway.
show.
I say,
And we care less that you're dead and more that you can't work.
the whole time, like, the entire journey, well, not really a smile, but like kind of halfway there on her face. Every time she sees a logging camp, it's a strong frown.
Oh no.
By the second hour, Honest kind of picks up on that and goes like, I understand that we probably don't do things quite the similar way as what you do down south. This kind of intermittent combination that we have done for, thankfully, several hundred years now, it's worked for us, but in a way, I truly sympathize with the purist mentality of the south. These forests themselves should never have been touched by man. Should have been allowed to grow wild as they're supposed to be. But hopefully my archdruid may be able to at least quell your anger. Should you have.
He was going to
Rise.
comment on the logging camps at some point. No longer.
You do notice, because it takes, you go slow.
Yeah.
The druids in the camps are marking trees. They're the ones deciding, like, this tree is old enough to go. And, like, it's allowed to be cut down. Periodically, you'll see, a lot more often, you'll see the marked trees that, like, do not touch. And they are using a form of druidcraft by growing so brightly colored mosses. It's a lot of that, actually.
Yeah.
And they are designating which trees are allowed to belt at this time. And yeah, logs are taken down and floated down periodically. After about 2 hours, you're hitting deep woods. At this point, it's a noticeable boundary, I would say, especially because you're waiting for it. You immediately notice, but all of a sudden the trees get 5 times as close together, and not necessarily because they were spaced any differently. These are just old growth. These are huge trees, equally 20-foot diameter kind of stuff.
Damn.
These are old oaks and pines and maples and other hardwoods. The bases of them are butting up against each other for the most part. There's not quite a forest floor as so much just a root bed that seems to grow and bump and go. Boulders are periodically shoved to the surface just to make more room for roots underneath. Almost impossible to tell how deep they dug the rocks up. These are old trees. It also becomes impossible to fly through. These trees are at a minimum 100 feet tall, most over 2.
God damn, beautiful.
I am.
And it becomes shaded. It is. You all have dark vision for the most part, but it is considered party. That halfway mark. It's
Partially.
Light.
yeah. It's dim light in here. Thank you. It is lightly obscured. There we go. It is lightly obscured. You have disadvantage on wisdom perception checks that involve light. Your passes are cut by except for Darwin.
Shocker.
No. Oh, if you have dark vision, this doesn't affect you. Up to 60 feet, or the length of your dark vision.
Like, branches.
Go around in the tree.
Not only could you do it, anyone with a decent enough dex could probably successfully do it. They are really close together.
Heck yeah.
I want to do that.
If you want to be like, because the pathway is interesting. It doesn't go straight. It weaves and turns and swifts, and it seems to have been encouraged. Trees along its way and next to it have been just encouraged to not quite move out of the way, but build up a foundation of roots that have built this kind of elevated roadway that just snakes through the trees as best it can. Easy enough to follow with. About 30 feet up is when the branches really get thick enough where, yeah, you're just hopping branch to branch to branch.
Awesome.
It's dark in here, except for unless you have dark vision and stuff like that. Even though it is middle of the day, it is around 10 a.m. now.
I'm gonna turn the gun more real quick and help me keep a lookout real quick. Close to get a tree that make me nervous.
Hey, same here.
Okay.
If
You
it
have.
wasn't obvious, Tanner is doing the tree thing.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have you periodically both roll for that,
Cool.
but like it's gonna be pretty significant distance.
A couple hours in, we just hear,
I'll be fine.
Let's see.
you're a bird. Of course you'll be fine. I'm more concerned about Tanner.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I
Tanner
was making you
doesn't
roll
have
it. When
wings.
you do fail, it doesn't matter. You've catch yourself.
But when Grace failed.
Yeah. What am I getting at?
Fuck, fuck,
Oh,
fuck.
the wagon is, as far as D&D is concerned, is 10 feet wide. It's an action feet wide, but it occupies 2 5-foot squares. You have functionally 5 feet on either side
Okay.
for most of the track. So it's a give or take rough 20 feet of movement as far as D&D is concerned.
At least one person, if not two, west of the wagon at any
Yes,
given time.
basically. For the next hour, this continues. For the about halfway point, give me a roll and give me a roll.
You said it's acrobatic, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Gorod would have been able to do this.
Like really well.
Like 6 foot tall, 300-pound
13.
Eldritch Knight bouncing
Okay.
through the
31.
trees. Whoa.
You are perfectly fine.
Whoa!
You do stumble at one point,
Assassins from Assassin's
but
Creed.
you catch yourselves with your wings. Under 30 feet, the branches are close together, but as long as you can angle to the middle of the road for a second and spread out your wings, you catch yourself.
Cool.
And you just really don't have any trouble doing that.
I also have slow fall, so reduce fall damage anyway.
Yeah, you're talking about, like... Yeah, you can't...
Negligible.
Even if you fail this, you don't fail.
Yeah, just
You have no consequences, I do.
But yeah, you travel through an hour through the deep woods.
With Gunmar and I like looking out, and you'd be able
Oh
to.
yeah, you can roll perception checks.
Question:
Mm-hmm.
When we're helping each other, would one of us be able?
One
to
of you
flat
can get
roll?
advantage, or in
Which
this case,
makes it a flat roll.
it is a flat roll unless you have dark vision, at which point you can take the advantage.
We both have dark vision
Okay.
goggles.
It's just it's advantage after 60 feet,
It is my ass kicking.
Oh, okay, cool. So
and you really can't even see 60 feet out. The trees are too close together.
we can both roll individually.
You get advantage for your proximity,
Okay,
but if something is literally over 50 feet away, you just can't see it.
gotcha.
Alright, you probably have better wisdom than I do.
You know what? I should probably.
Possibly get hurt.
Yeah, no, he was not an issue.
He's an
like
issue,
how-
just not in this
It's
context.
like how not of an issue it is.
Periodically kind of falling and catching yourself and then running back up.
My
and
perception
going
is
on.
+2. What's yours?
I have a
Cool.
10 wisdom.
16.
Alright.
You see Tanner.
Actually, no. Vines and specific stuff like that are actually very much a Jopical thing.
That's fair.
But branch to branch, easy.
Assassin from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But yeah, a 16 will be high enough to see at the end of the hour. You can see that there is the track itself, and the track looks worn. Like this does actually get used, maybe not daily, but fairly weekly, at least once a week. There's a weird line about 100 feet ahead of you. Sorry, you dark vision, so 50 feet ahead of you. That it becomes kind of straight for like about 100 feet. Which is pretty unusual. This is almost constantly turning, swerving back and forth, back and forth. This area has this line that goes across of it that you notice. And it basically goes from kind of like worn, weakly worn, to kind of over. And as you guys get about 30 feet closer, Salonis picks up his hand and starts muttering some things in Druid. You feel a breeze that wasn't there, nor really can be this deep into the woods. The picking up of wind and wilds, the sounds of nature just get heightened. And as you pass that barrier, you can tell that as you pass that barrier, that overgrown bit fades away to a well-run bit. Nothing really else changes, and as you cross over that area, you can feel kind of this quick shift of literally the plane and air. Notice, impressive.
I'm very very interested, especially in the druidic. It's just completely foreign to me. All my training spontaneously learn my spell.
And myself, I'm not quite Bates life. I'm more.
We just skipped about 2 days' journey in a straight line. But,
I'm sorry.
Like actual jaw drop.
I love magic.
I love
it's one of our great defenses here. Without that, the trail between here and there is actually a maze. It keeps people from getting a little too close without need. You've experienced this once or twice before, but it was so quick it wasn't really talked about. But it was one of the ways that you got to the other end of the continent in 2 weeks, is that they use these jumps where inside deep forest in places of great druidic power, they can kind of connect them as a tunnel and just
They do
skip.
the wormhole thing
Fast
where
travel.
they bend space.
But so if you're a druid and need to get to one end of the continent, you can do so within like a week.
Or you can know tree stride.
Yeah.
Nope, transport via planes.
Every time. But yeah, you notice the planar shift that they just yeah.
Cool.
All right. It's still a long ways. We have about 8 hours left of our journey. About 11 right now. We will take about 7 hours, but we will break for lunch come noon. You continue on. It doesn't change
Food on the
much.
menu is hardtack.
He bought food.
I was gonna say
And-
probably not.
Yeah.
Reaches into my many pockets full of bread.
Oh yeah.
It's all hardtack now.
Oh, yeah.
At lunch, Gunmar will just give.
Excellent.
What is this?
At the
No. About an hour passes. You guys break for lunch in a small.
Okay.
Tanner cooks.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
clearly this is a
If
cake,
there's
but
food
why?
to cook, Tanner will cook.
I got some sweets.
There's water to boil and
Some
things to
sweets.
stew.
Oh,
So,
cool.
And I figured I'd save a lot of food.
Like a whole
so
cake?
you can roll with advantage.
It's like a snack.
Unless
cake.
you want to roll.
I'm assuming.
You
I'm
can
assuming the cakes are like snack cakes.
Yes.
It's like a snack cake.
I will give I have 4 healing.
They don't get to
It's
reroll
like a
once,
big
twice.
combo.
I would give 1 to Beck.
Beck.
Rex Beck.
That was the die that
You
crit
know,
a
what
roll
was it?
again.
Beck.
Yep.
Get a
Golden
potion.
Boy, I would have been
Oh.
able to eat that potato.
Get a
Um,
healing potion.
Golden
22.
Boy
Yeah,
is
two
the fire.
By the rewarming of Gnor, berries and other such, you make a very nice, rather sweet
You get a healing.
berry stew with natural fungi and stuff like that. Stuff that Alanis brought him with himself.
Hopefully I've blown the double ones for the day. I've rolled 3 ones today. I've rolled 4 dice.
Fantastic.
I only have enough pesticide
Hey.
more oil of tagged.
Sparky sees you doling out. Wait, you can make potions? Oh, pulls out his book.
I fucking joked to you.
Like the same way I'm learning to make them, or like
What potions?
just learning to do alchemy.
I
Okay.
do some other stuff at first.
Well, cool. Then no, that just means I can focus on like special potions. Sweet.
We all get potions large. Half of the party is now medium creatures.
I want it to be perma-large.
So did me, but I didn't.
I'm probably gonna start with like.
They're
Once I figure out chalk potions, I might go with this.
Yeah.
Breathe underwater.
Oh yeah, because you got like a bunch of scuba.
I want it to be all.
Just faintly through the branches.
Meanwhile, Darwin doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah, Darwin's just kind of like fucking Chadwark under like a fucking ocean.
Yeah. Darwin is just the scene from the first Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean.
Take a walk. Such a great scene.
Such a good,
I love that
such a
scene.
good line.
Air.
I guess not anymore.
This is not
By
fun.
random
Oh.
potion.
I need a dig speed.
It's burrow speed.
Earth glide.
Earthglide is different than burrowing.
It is. But Earth glide's what he wants.
So you want burrowing, which allows you to transverse around ground. Earthglide means you don't disturb the ground. You just go through it. While burrowing, like something like a giant badger, you leave a tunnel.
What you're saying is he needs badger claw.
What you're saying is it's possible.
Be a badger.
I have no idea how you would get burrowing.
Be
We need
badger
a
ball,
wizard.
Like Avatar.
Oh, okay, yes.
I mean, I'm trying my best, Tanner. I know. I realize I'm the closest we've got.
Who's Tanner? I'm
working on-
Grace.
Oh shit.
Huh?
Lunch goes off. You get a short rest if you needed it. That goes off without a hitch.
Cool. Forgive me if this is booth. But I'm assuming we're not allowed to hunt in here.
Yes and no. Vanya is allowed to hunt here, and as members of her party, she could give you permission to hunt certain things if needed.
Okay.
You rather us not hunt in here, because typically I have some game before.
I will say there's enough edible plants around that you should be unneeded for any meat.
And
Fair.
we're only going to be here a
Wait.
day or two.
There happen to be any specific unedible plants around?
We ask, having already eaten lunch.
Well, there's
There's nice
plants that give you no nutritional value per se.
Any
Grass.
detrimental
I think Squark's looking for
effects?
anything that's going to kill us.
I'm kind of looking
Let me
through
see.
shit.
Oh, there are a few. A number of them come in fungus forms that grow at the base of the mountain. We can show you there. There are a few in these dense woods, but going out to find them, you would have a hard time coming back.
Much rather not with that.
Again.
Especially after the jump. You're quite a multiple days travel settlement.
At that point, are we allowed to forage?
Yes, please go ahead and forage.
No
That was
hunting,
gonna
yes
be-
forage.
That was gonna be the next
No,
one.
yes. The forest and its resources are here for all beings of the forests. Forage as you need. Do not kill needlessly. If you see a bundle, do not take all as you such. Abide by the rules. Darwin can definitely.
Yeah.
He has food and is at full health though, so he's not going to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Darwin
like a
sometimes
grub.
good grubs for no reason.
You just
You know
go
what, that
grab
is
for the
fair.
meme of it.
He does.
Yeah, he does kind of like prepare some.
We put them in this.
You don't know. Meet a hungry child.
If we meet a hungry child in the middle of the woods, that isn't a hungry child, that's a monster that's going
That's a
to kill us.
fae.
It's a fact.
If you see a hungry child in the middle of the woods, you turn around and walk the other way. And if it's an actual hungry child, fucking it's gonna die.
Fuck it, it's gonna
Just
die.
into the bag of
Who
holding.
cares?
You won't have to worry about such things as werewolves too much around here, though. Werewolves are more prevalent around swamps, places of damp nature and such.
What is a will-o-wisp?
It's a spiritual, ghost-like entity that appears as a ball of light. It encourages travelers to follow itself off the beaten path into danger. When the body itself passes from said danger, whatever that is, the werewolves absorb some of its energy.
I'm actually very glad you can't say for certain that I wouldn't have fallen.
Good. We don't get them too much here, but in the south and across the other continent, they're quite common.
Top of the continent, you said?
To the southern forest, probably northern from where you are from.
Evan cast good.
Evan Cass.
Yeah,
Grub.
that's good grub.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Got some grub here if you want some.
They are
Thank you,
horrendous.
Not with
Not mine.
prestidigitation, they're
Mine's
not.
orange.
They're slightly better with prestidigitation, but
Sounds
it's a
like
level 1 spell versus a cantrip.
In the stew.
And this whole Stoop's tail.
Raven my stew is excellent.
No,
No, I
see,
mean-
because at that point it's all one thing, and you can just flavor the stew.
It's a level 1 spell versus a cantrip.
Damn.
Fine.
Big
Sparky
juicy.
likes it anyway, because Sparky's
Sparky.
a sewer dweller.
You guys eat good food. You're just
Oh yeah,
all in
but we
sewer.
also ate insects and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I eat insects.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I
Multiple
like
kinds of insects. This is not the kinds
This is
you
the
eat.
bad kind.
This is like the big maggoty, bulbous, like squishy ones that are like just full of a
Juice,
step
yeah.
above pus.
Yeah.
These are the Lion King grubs.
Oh, they visually yes, taste-wise no.
Slimy yet
'Cause-
not satisfying.
Because I gotta admit, the descriptions they had made that sound so tasty. But yeah, lunch is basically concluded. We were gonna pack up again. I'll say in about an hour's time, we're probably gonna pass a clearing that occurred, from our estimates, probably a couple hundred years ago. A rock slide took out several trees and caused a clearing.
Aw.
Well, it's nice to have a break from the shade, and it is a natural process, but we will be mostly out in the open for a good 30 minutes.
I will.
Alright.
I'll keep an eye out until
Mm.
alright.
But you guys make it on your way again.
I feel like if somebody walked up, no longer want to walk up behind the moose.
For
It's a
so many
moose.
reasons.
Yeah.
I was like, Roger, kick anybody who comes up behind you.
I was gonna
Don't do
poop
that.
on them.
Good, please, Roger.
Roger, poop on whoever comes up behind you.
Hey, Roger's not going to listen to Tanner.
Nope.
Like, do you not tell? Because
Roger's
Nobody
not
tells
gonna
him
listen to
this
you
mentally.
either.
Gunmore will tell this to him mentally.
cool. I hope none of us accidentally wander behind
Or a druid.
Roger.
I'll let
I
you know
said
that.
I told him to keep to the behind the pack.
I will say Roger has an intelligence of 7 and can add nuance.
He
Okay.
knows who an enemy, who a friend is.
I forgot it wasn't just a stupid moose. I forgot it was.
It's a slightly smarter moose. It's still
Significantly smarter
stupid.
moves.
Plus one.
It isn't like bright. Wouldn't like a chess game or something. But
What? Unless it's playing chess against a moose.
And there's a chance. Unless they eat pieces.
You can do on for the
Maybe
next
play
hour.
checkers.
You might be able to play checkers.
Roger can probably play checkers.
I need someone to move the pieces for
Well,
him.
yeah.
He doesn't have 5 motor control.
No, he takes telekinetic.
Telekinetic moves.
To suggest that it can level up. But no, you go on for the next hour. And yeah, in about an hour's time, you guys hit a huge clearing.
Does Burke have to come down?
No, I.
Yeah, the clearing happens quite abruptly, and below your feet, the ground which has been overgrown roots and packed with dirt and like small plants and mosses, and there's actually been quite a gentle ride, though a little bumpy. Has immediately turned to hard-packed, dry ground that has tremendous amounts of gravel and dust about it. This has been a worked road. It's actually straight. They have cut across this clearing. And you can see boulders on one side and to the other side as they have shrouded a path. And you can see the other side of the clearing. It looks to be about half an hour away. But the opening itself is hidden among but you are side to side with house sides and rocks and whatever trunks fell when this landslide happened. There have been long disintegrated, used, carted off.
Keep an eye out again.
Besides the dotting of the giant rocks and the tremendous amount of gravel across the ground, there is patches of green and like reeded like reeds. And yeah, it's a jarringly contrast as suddenly it's 1 p.m. functionally just after high noon. The sun is beating down on you all, and you come from this shaded forest. And while the temperature change isn't much, it does jump by 8 degrees.
I know. Fine.
I take off the dark
Plate
vision
armor.
goggles.
You're from the desert, though.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
Also
You
not,
also... Oh, good.
Annoyingly hot. It's just hotter than where we've been.
Going from room to like outside.
We're still very far north.
This is one of the first times you've ever been at the base of one of the mountains. And the sheer... I should have used a different word. The sheerness of it. Sheerness being the degree of which it climbs. On actual terms. It's not quite 90 degrees, but it is...
You're right, like this.
It's like 20 degrees. It's tremendous. No, what's the...
You want it to go this way.
It'd be like 120.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's 20 degrees, it's like this.
It's really steep.
It's like, yeah.
It's about a 30-degree angle, like this part, give or take, and it will scale to a 45. As you get one.
That's the wrong way.
This angle, like if this is mountainside.
It's
And then-
overhanging.
No. This is mountain.
His forearm is the mountain facing away from you. Like
So this
that's
is like
Facing away
that's
from
the
me.
slope.
Okay.
the slope is his arm.
yep. And then
You're
it, like,
measuring the
goes-
other angle that we were all thinking of,
I did switch in that.
which is a word that I used to know.
Right?
Complementary angle.
The steepness and sheerness of this
Everyone just
mountain
flashback
is
to geometry.
quite drastic, and it's also incredibly bare. It's one of the most hallmarks of these beginning mountains. As you can see in the distance, you are still traveling to most of the mountains. You're just going by one of them, and it's going to take you a while to pass it, and even it's just part of a greater range. But these young mountains at the edges are tall, sheer. They don't have a lot growing on them. They are rock incarnate. They are just new, like, unsolid rock, as far as rocks go. They could literally be in the hundreds of years old. Like, hundreds of thousands of years old, instead of the additional millions.
As we are going through,
Complement
It's like
90 degrees.
basically
There is
kind of like-
180.
the rocks are just basically piled on either side.
Yeah, giant boulders and sheer... They are craggy, by the way. They are sharp rocks. Some at weird angles that as they got stuck in the ground during that. But there's great spaces in between. You can see throughout this whole clearing.
Okay, Gamora and I are going to again be active.
Cool. Anyone who wants to can roll me a perception check.
Can I do that at advantage again?
Because I'm helping Spark.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another
If you want to, go for it.
I'll be 3.
The squirk's 3.
Well, no, I'm 1.
He's helping, though.
With,
Yeah,
like,
but he's
werewolf.
helping, so 4
That's
people
still-
are
Okay,
involved.
gotcha.
So 2,
You
3.
can go.
Give better perception than I do.
Okay, your shtick, so...
We're in the forest.
But she's also talking with him.
Okay, yeah. That's what people want to do. It was me rolling dice.
12.
Which
16.
is lower
16.
than my passive.
Double digits.
You get at least your passive.
Oh, I
Yeah.
19.
And 19. With sitting and... What is your
Oh,
passive?
my passive is 16.
Okay. It's 10 plus whatever.
Yeah, it's 16.
So yeah, with 16, within the immediate vicinity of you and up and down this road, and the first time it's gone straight this whole time since you've been in the deep forest, you don't see anything of any note. As you get about 15 minutes across, which is about the halfway point, you actually, by following the road, you can see the entrance, but it is like a small black empty space in between huge trunks of trees. You, with a 19, do see something kind of interesting. Especially as you're flying, you actually could see this. Near the base of the landslide, and a little bit near the top, blending in incredibly well with tremendous, almost impossible levels of camouflage. You see the movements of these gray shapes in 2s and 1s, and they are just kind of combing through the edges of the slide. and sometimes they go. They're hard to track because periodically you can see them moving across, and all of a sudden they'll just disappear, then reappear within like 30 feet and stuff like that. And with your hearing, you can kind of hear the movement of gravel as they move on the edges, and they're just dotted along this clearing. Sets of 2, sets of 1, and stuff like that. And they are basically near the edges of the rock things.
I'll swoop down really quick. Like, hey, I don't think it's an immediate threat because it's not around things moving about.
He insert
Kind
description.
of gray.
Going near the edges, you said? Did you see them, like, disappear underneath the rock?
Under the rock, but they did kind of.
Most likely those were earth elementals. They're native to these mountains. As a young mountain range, it has a strong connection with the plane of Earth, and so they will appear periodically from that plane, birthed from the little jagged formation of this mountainside. They shouldn't harm us as long as we don't get near them too much, and they're on the lookout for almost anything. How extremes and stuff like that. They don't eat them though like Zorns do. They mostly just guard and exist. And these small numbers, they'll probably be pretty mindless. And so just keep your distance. But yeah, they should be around here periodically.
Let me know with some kind of like.
Darwin hopefully holds
okay?
a step.
Sorry, that was Michael's voice going weird. Just gives time to squawk and I can message on my
Okay.
stream.
You want me to
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, that is a good point.
rat? So that's gonna be Sparky, Quark, me, and who else wants?
I'll take it.
Alright,
Gamar is.
for the next 6 hours.
Wait a
Ooh.
minute.
Nice.
Does Darwin have a brain?
Yes.
You have been connected to him before. Oh,
No, I mean
Tanner
like
has.
a physical.
Physically, I don't think so.
Darwin, do you have a brain? Like obviously you are an intelligent person.
You've seen his
Sparky.
eye holes.
Yeah, it's just like a
Oh, that's
pit,
right.
isn't it?
Alonus doesn't.
he was about to just call like, Ixnay on the skeletal stay. Like, I can't
Elegant
do.
snay.
I cannot do pig art.
Elegant snay would be.
I'm
correct.
just joshing it, Darwin.
Darwin's a better actor than that.
Maybe I should.
He has
Dumps that
negative
charisma.
charisma.
He likes kind of emphasizing that bad charisma. Anyway, yeah, he brushes it off. Yeah. Alanis was that he was about to mention something if Tanner didn't.
But in Scottish.
And just goes on for too long. Anyway, 15 minutes later, you guys are at the other edge of this quarry. Not quarry, inside. You've looked out, you've kept your minds about you, and besides some elementals on the edges, nothing really has approached you. From here, it is a straight shot for the next 5 hours or so.
Ah, yes. There go all of the.
As you continue on, the first hour passes. At the end of the first hour of that, you hear a rustling from the box itself. The box itself, by the way, is huge. It's like 7 feet wide, but it's probably bigger.
Alonus, should it be doing that?
Your Ruru is restless. It can sense the location, and when nearby great bits of forestry here, it's calling out for aid.
Got some and don't need no more.
Nope, it's a natural process, a defense mechanism of the reed. We've put some stays on it and to help block its communication. Go ahead. But
Speak
Commune
with
with
plants.
plants. Calm the
You
fuck
joke.
down.
But it's ready.
No, I figured. That's why Tanner's like, wait, no, Vanya has spoken with plants before.
Okay.
Can druids not just tell the plant to chill? This is a druid thing. I've seen druids do this.
They can. It's the factor of will the plant listen? And most of the time it's no, cause plant.
That's a different question.
You
Also-
view plants' ability to communicate with you and
Help it, Stark, get us out of this crate.
Dark in here.
if you'd
I
like to
like
cast
it.
that, I don't think you need to see the plants. It's just all
I was
plants
gonna
with
say, I
It's
don't-
within 30 feet of you.
I don't know if it's gonna go through the bare stuff that they've
I
got
will
on the
say
box.
we will work something out because I did have this plan. If I've overlaid something, but if you want to cast Speak with Plants, I had this as a possibility.
No, just speak with.
didn't say it needs to be inside. Just
Yeah,
image.
that's what I was reading as well. So you don't need to see them, you just need to know
Plants
that
are
they're
here screaming.
Can you speak?
Working on mic and
Yeah.
But they have the creature trait tag.
Oh shit.
We're all backup character Mike and bards.
But
The
my
spore bardy.
hand
The fun
locks.
I'm an orc that's covered in red.
Dude, that's why Squawk is so fast.
Would I
That's rainbow wings.
be able to cast Druid Crab Box to try to like not all of them, but a few of them try to
You can. I'll allow you to like cast it and kind of channel it through, but a lot of this is going to be done via Speak with Plants. Is what's going to be the actual mechanism. But cantrips are cantrips. If you want to keep doing that, that's fine.
It is okay. We are bring your.
No, go ahead.
We are almost there.
All of a sudden, as the wave of druidic magic awakens what is near a ton of a Rue sacred plant, you hear in the form of thousands of soul voices. Where are we? Where are we scared? No. We need help. Worried we are not near our ground. I cannot see, not feel it.
Simple command. I named the forest.
Just the northern forest.
You're in the northern forest, heading.
The bonus
Bonus
level.
League.
Yes. And you will be safe.
We are worried, but we shall come. But we are worried, we are scared. And you just hear this wave of, as a settling occurs, as your command takes place. And for the next hour, they remain quite calm. There's no more rustling or bumping. And Alonis turns to you as finished. And
That's what I meant.
your connection with them is quite great. They don't listen to anybody. Especially, I probably sense the trouble that you have gone. Much we can learn from you. We guard the sacred plants as we can, but we are, for the most part, beholden to the whims of them, of their nature. They are understandably scared, as they've been uprooted for possibly weeks. Granted, as you should know, they are still alive. Such uprooting would not kill such a plant of this. Once they are planted again, they will calm and should be okay. Thank you for speaking with them. Might have to do so again before the day. The next hour, they remain calm and continue on through the darkness of the path. 4 more hours remain. At the end of that hour, rustling again occurs. You can see at the edges of the walkway, roots start leaping slowly up, and the trees bend inward, and the leaves, branches pull down as they are trying to answer the call of the Aruru as it seeks aid. And
I'm gonna have to eat a salad.
I asked the dude how much.
4 hours.
Okay. I will cast.
Hour.
Shit.
Oh.
I'm actually buffing it.
Yeah.
How long I can talk with the plants?
You can talk for 10 minutes, yes.
Not how
Well,
long.
I'm buffing it a little bit, but also because it's a sacred plant. It has power innate, but it doesn't use its power. It goes off by instinct, and you're giving action. So it can kind of say another bullshit that explains all this. As you activate it again, you're once again, in your mind, not faced with necessarily, but the voices of a thousand reeds. As you remember, these are reeds, 2 feet to 3 feet long, and
We
iridescent.
do the thing again, or was that a no?
No, I liked it.
It's way spookier than I ever.
And just, oh, we are away from ground, we are away, we are scared, we are worried. Feel the ground beneath us, we cannot see the sun.
I speak long forgotten to the wind. Forest. Because forest is all
Chill.
Chill the fuck out.
Hey.
This time you hear deep, deep voices of the trees behind you and around you, some millennia old. We hear the call. Seek to help.
But we are doing the best we have hurt them are gone.
Now pass this message.
Pass the message.
Change it up a little
But
bit. so
their
that
call
copy.
is strong. Urge to protect. We shall restrain.
Try to keep them.
Lead well. Quickly. And as you have finished this conversation, you see the roots. Sorry, I was stuck on bramble. You see the roots that make up this elevated walkway just kind of shuffle and shift and get kind of flatter. And speed picks up a little bit.
Yo.
Also from the Ururu, can you give me a roll and add your proficiency plus wisdom? D20, by the way, if that wasn't clear.
Nope. It's
Me
20.
too.
Got to.
Got another
So
two.
for passive.
17.
Alright, that's, you got about the second level. As you speak to the Ururu, and speak of the pain that you share with them, and they share with you, but also reassuring that the danger is past, they seem to calm more than last time. How long you will last, you're not 100% sure. At least an hour, but probably longer. And so the next hour passes. These message you seem to have outpaced it. As the routes go back to being, as they were before, a little bit bumpy and manicured to be this elevated roadway. But the Ururu remains quiet for the next hour. As you go for the next hour, they're quiet still. You have one more hour left in this journey. Point. Again, these bend in the branches.
Before,
Yep.
after that second hour that the how many more?
You.
That'll let you get a spell slot back.
I was a little quick, so if you want to start tuning that and try to get an hour into it. After the first hour, I will say that this takes place.
Just, I think it's like a
Well,
third
it's
or
up to.
Up to 3. Up to a third level, not up
Yeah.
to 3.
I used to be full.
Oh, then yeah, you can just
Yeah, room for it.
attune to it.
Fourth level.
It's called a Pearl of Power.
So you can regain any spell. You can regain any spell slot. But technically, you get the regain anything of fourth or higher. It's
So you get a free casting of a third level wish? Doesn't make
well,
sense.
because you can't regain a spell slot you haven't spent.
Oh, okay.
But basically, in a 5th level slot, you basically get 4th, 3rd level slot for the day.
Yes.
Or until you use it.
You cannot use it to cast the fifth level spell again, but
Okay, I think I get it.
yeah.
Um,
It's a little finicky. But
by the second hour, and at this time, you have attuned this pearl.
I'm gonna reattune to the.
You have about an hour left in this journey. Once again, the branches bend down, the roots bend upward. The forest itself reaching out to the Ururu, help it, and it starts to again crash and jungle in the back of the cart.
hey man.
They actually reach out to you now and say, "We are near, we're near.
Yes, we are.
We
Less
can feel the grove. We know we're close."
1 hour.
No way. And give me another roll with once again C plus wisdom.
I would like to nominate Vanya for,
Yeah.
Mm,
Holy
no.
shit.
You
Yes.
get it? No.
Yes.
Majority
I
wins. You
already
get the
have
inspiration.
inspiration.
Oh,
Wait,
damn.
wait to nominate till after this roll.
I don't
Okay.
use
Too
inspiration.
late.
Please use them.
Please use inspiration.
12.
Ha!
22.
I nominate Vanya for inspiration.
I will second it.
Yeah,
And you get
Vanya!
to keep your inspiration.
Yay!
It's like you never spent it at all.
Fair.
I will say with the 20, you do pass the third level of the DC tier they had.
Yeah. I picked up.
You feel a sense of calm but anticipation, like a toddler that knows he's going to Disney World.
I was about to say that sees the sun.
Yeah.
5 miles? What?
It's a lot like that. You see, they have been imparting worry and anxious and fear, but as they've gotten closer, especially of this last time talking, you get much more of the sense of we're close to home, we're near safety, we know what's coming, we just want to get there. And the energy is indistinguishable. It's still calling out for aid, even if the sentiment feels different. But that sentiment mostly comes from the spell's magic that you're casting them, giving them that level of sentience. The power that whatever this large grouping of Uluru has, you are being able to at least calm it and channel it to not seek out help as much. And they are excited, but they will calm themselves. And once again, the trees back up and the branches unbend and the road smooths out. And at the last hour goes by, not much of a change.
We don't have to fight the Urus.
I
Yay!
think we have to fight the forest.
Yeah, right?
I have an axe!
Even more tragic
Eggs
seeing as how we're
appears.
in like the overgrown ancient
Yeah.
woods.
The Ents were gonna come for us.
They're called Trents.
Whatever. Trent.
I think it's
It's tree.
It's Treant.
Treant. Oh, that's even worse. But
Trent sounds like someone.
it sounds, yeah.
They're both trying to date Karen.
Chad, Kyle, and Trent. But
Brad.
yeah, as you,
Oh, Brad.
I'll tell you right now, yeah, with those rolls and that spell, you avoided a very big encounter.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'll give you the XP for it,
I
because
mean,
we're doing
yes, that's how that
milestone.
works.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would have been on set as the forest itself would come to the aid of one of the plants that is seeking out help.
Well, that's good because we only have half an hour left.
You didn't have to fight the forest
Yeah.
during a druid quest.
I'm super proud of us for
Yeah.
I mean, the
I'm
druid
proud-
would have
Yeah.
witnessed it
Yeah.
attacking us.
He would have helped you and understood and be able to gloss things over because this is one of the 3 sacred plants. It has the ability to seek help. It was literally giving power to the trees around you to come up and help it. It's very indiscriminate though.
Yeah.
It doesn't know help from danger. It just knows it's not what it's supposed to.
How did we get it out of there?
Because it's a plant. Steal it.
And apparently the entire forest had nothing to say that
Yeah,
day.
you
So
do
can
it in-
steal a little bit.
Yeah.
They did it at
It's
night when the
powerful.
plants were asleep.
There's no sun. Must be
Vanya,
sleep.
you're getting it.
Yeah.
They did small amounts, and inside the Richmont, away from nature and stuff like that, it doesn't have things to reach out to. You're in a place of high druidic magic
We
power.
just needed to bring it back a sprig at
Where it was set up in the sewer.
Oh
Curly.
no. It's like ingrown hairs.
But
Anyway.
as you turn a final slithering corner, as once again you've been just
Snake way.
snaking through this forest back and forth, hardly.
Did not catch the
Like, the straightest bits in this forest are maybe 20 feet long. You're constantly turning function. You break this one corner, and in front of you, about 30 feet arch, and it leads to this massive ceiling that goes for hundreds of feet in a relatively well-defined circle. In the center of it is a massive oak that is close to 40 feet in diameter and skyrockets into the
chunky
sky.
So basically, if you were like very far on the outside of the forest, you'd like a
You could almost see this, yeah. You probably actually may have gotten glimpses of it and stuff.
It had been on the horizon.
It would have been a
since it was 2
really
days
far
out.
away, but yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it from Richmont, but after the jump, like in the quarry section, I keep saying quarry,
Clearing.
in the the rock slide clearing, you might have been able to see it, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell like, oh, that's a tree, not just there's a hill there.
yeah.
It's really far out, and this tree goes 400 plus feet into the air, massive branches that can house buildings on.
That's ever treed.
But yeah, as you enter this, you come into this place, and it's like because it's now 7 p.m. It's like a twilight, evanescent field. Glow bugs and lightning bugs gather across this area, but streams of what to be like daylilies upside down glow faintly as they crisscross vines between the branches of the edge trees and this main tree. And all across the trunk of this main tree is homes, houses, huts that have been grown out as burls, wooden burls.
That's cool.
And they have ropes and ladders that go in between them. And if you look closely, you can see that the tree itself has ramps that have been grown out by putting pressure in certain places. And over possibly hundreds of years, they have grown up this tree. But the base of this is not unpopulated either. Across the entire floor of this place, in between the massive roots, are several buildings, mostly grown of naturally woven thicket that has been bent and moved into place to become dwellings, usually a couple feet off the ground, and such. And not only that, you see a lot of druids.
I had the trees grow into
Yeah. Of course they do it.
I was thinking like all a random 5 over apartment complex. So they needed the density there. You know?
Complete. With,
You
like,
step back as the
random
bulldozer
traffic
moves through.
There's a pool in the middle of it,
It's just highly industrialized. The
surrounded by parking lot, even though no one drives or knows where a car is.
the
Still
druids
your
are a
horn.
farce.
Another key feature of this is at the other end of this, you see, I guess it'd be kind of hard to see. Like, you can see it, but it's just like, you're at the base of a fucking mountain, is what I'm getting at. There is one of the massive main mountains of this mountain range. As you are quite deep into this now. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
you are literally in there. That mountain behind it, behind that mountain is the one you are at the base of.
Godfrey, wave.
Your bagpipes. And
Bagpipes echoing across the mountain.
He's
We
playing
thought-
bagpipes on
Which
a
is
mountain.
really
and
interesting
like-
because he's nowhere near here.
You hear them from the top of the mountain.
But they're bagpipes.
The carry from Low Cliff.
It's fine.
He's had enough time, by the way, to get to Low Cliff.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Him and the
Him and the bagpipes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I'm in the cripple.
Dim sum.
I forget what his name is.
Xavier.
Xavier.
Assuming they haven't been driven mad by bagpipes.
But at the base of the big mountain that
He's
just
probably
goes up, this mountain edge is slightly older, and so it has some better wood, just dirt that has grown up it in some. But it is a big clearing just behind this tree as you start walking around it that is cleared on the face of this mountain, and there's a tunnel that goes into it. It only goes in about 30 feet before it becomes just clear face again, as though it's been like carved away, but like shaped away. Yeah, kind of like but more angular. And there are pockets of windows and stuff, and there's a big door. But you are in the village of the Buna Sahith. As you enter, the grown pathway travels to the left and basically is a big oval across the whole village, so that carts that do come in and need to have some place to go. But you do notice that as you walk closer, the bridging of the roots only grows when you're close. And as your cart passes over it, it sinks back down to be the natural floor. This is a very active place, and they only use what they need, and when they need it, they make it. And so they don't like roads here.
Fair.
So
Fair.
they are accommodating the cart because the cart is,
It's
help.
cart.
The cart is the cart, and currently carries the Aruru. You are taken to the eastern part of this oval, where Alonis then finally addresses you all and says, "Alright, through here is our sacred grove for where we keep the Aruru. I'm gonna take them there now. If you can all wait here for a bit, it should take me less than an hour to direct enough people to begin the process of replanting the Aruru, and once it starts, they should remain calm from there on. If you could just stay here.
No wandering.
Not until I get back.
Understood.
I don't. We're supposed to be here.
No,
You're welcome here with...
I figured. I
Vanya
just
is-
wanted to confirm.
I can't talk with them.
Mentally connected to you.
You feel this warmth that comes from the Aruru, and you can hear it swirling around, being agitated in there. Feel it just pressure and the bowing out of the wood in itself, as you can feel it bow out and try and touch you. And something interesting happens as waves of emotion hit you. Waves of joy, of happiness, of content. Feelings, some of which you haven't felt in this pure of a form in a very long time. And they subside over the period of about 5 seconds or so, but it was warmth of euphoria. Just it kind of flushes your cheek. But after that, Aronis hits yips the Clydesdales, and they start walking off.
He smacks the box.
The horses like just turned into druids.
That'd be amazing. They were just arch druids this whole time. They were extra help.
No.
Alex is
He
mad that
thought-
he didn't think of it.
No,
Thought
that-
about it.
I was already trying to figure out a way to, like, if you guys fought, how Alonis would not help, and I had enough trouble with that. I'm not adding more druids to this. By the way, he would have protected the horses and the.
Varian character, they would have just pretended to.
But you are at the
They've been
eastern
horses
base.
for 6 years.
For better or worse, you're at the eastern base of the village of the Bethel Sully. The main thing is
It's true.
They just like being horses.
It's true polymorph.
no.
It's arch
Look,
truths. They can just be horses as long as they want to be.
they are horses. They're just normal horses.
Sorry.
You're at the base of.
Like it's scissors.
You're on the edge of the village on the eastern side. Pockets of houses grow across the big tree in the middle, but dwellings of various sizes and natures go across.
He's cutting us straight.
A lot of people glance at you, but everyone keeps their distance.
You successfully distracted God from his description.
It's not hard to do. You
Not
guys
when
are
you're
very
right.
good at it. But so the druids themselves do all notice you. You do kind of stand out here, but none get close to you.
Down. Just bust leg. I'm being a good boy.
Good
Getting
morning.
down on my level, I see.
Goodmore attends to Roger.
Tanner gets flashbacks of Drumulok.
I
Drumulok.
give you back your bees.
As it's been used today, you feel it, and it feels slightly lighter.
Longer a pearl.
It's a ball bearing.
But yeah, you guys are just kind of in this weird crossroads as the roots themselves have given you this kind of flat ground where you are sitting within roughly, a 20-foot, like a 4x4 square. And in the distance, you can see people crossing rope bridges, going between buildings, working outside, just existing here in this place. A number of people working on food and preparing wheats, breads, all that kind of stuff, especially near the northern base of the tree, the big tree, where it seems to be a big communal cooking house. But no one's getting close to you.
Why don't we stay where we are, as we were told? Can you do that?
Yeah. Right. Same people.
Was it last time?
This side.
And we are the typical 3.
Another 7 hours.
Oh shit. Right.
What?
I thought the
That
last
went
one
up
was the
too.
most expensive. Was the highest one.
No.
Oh.
So it can be up to 8 hours. Grace is learning how to read.
Oh.
No?
It
Oh.
hasn't been that long.
An hour.
No, the druids attack.
Everyone,
Attacks.
no, everyone of the party notices a rustling in the undergrowth coming in from kind of the northern side near the edge of the village,
Someone did roll.
as they are trying to hide themselves very unsuccessfully. And they're a relatively short person. You can't quite see them yet, but they are just kind of quite noisily going across the undergrowth,
Is it one
trying to get closer
Is
to
it
you.
one of Gunmar's children that he's semi-adopted?
Don't be suspicious.
Nobody suspects.
It gets to about 10 feet from you, and you hear just like, oof! And
You
'cause
alright over there?
You okay?
You hear this awkward silence as, by the way, it was a feminine voice. You can tell. Hi?
Howdy.
Hi, you want to come out?
No, but I will. But fine. And
I can give you some pointers on not being heard now.
I'm usually quite good at this, and you see this little girl.
Man, it's theory.
And you see this little girl stands up. She's about 4 or 5. 4 feet 5 inches.
Shiny giant.
Only to your party. She has long flowing. Oh, I have a description. I wrote up a description, not just I'm reading off my D&D page. A little thing when standing to the much of the elders of the tribe. A hair over 4 or 5. She has flowing turquoise hair tied up in 2 large braids that frame her small face. Brown skin has veins of golden seams running up and down a large forked dividing her face into a light green shawl graces her shoulders, and pockets dot the pleats of a light blue dress. Large amber eyes peer out to you, empty of fear but fully open, as if desperate to take in as much of you as.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi. What are you doing in our village?
We're with her.
We were with her.
Rightful place.
You know, like, go for a bit and like...
So
Hey.
you-
What is your name?
yeah, I didn't know we needed to report to you.
What is your name, little druid?
I'm Kiwi.
Pleasure to meet you.
A-I-V-I.
Okay, yeah.
A pleasure to meet you, Kiwi. Gunmar, the druid who was insurmountable in getting the Uru here. Come, Honorable Vania.
You talking about me? Well, what's going on?
Telling
I
her
was
you're the
introducing you.
druid with our group.
Okay, then.
We were also escorted by
Oh.
Quentin Alanis.
Give me an insight check from... Perception. It would be a perception check.
Oh.
I got a team.
I got
It's well enough.
Okay.
You both noticed, and anyone who's passive is over 14.
I think that's a lot of people.
It's a fair number, but it's not everyone.
I was gonna say it's not Gunmar, but
Perception?
perception.
It is 14.
You
Then
got
you're
it.
fine.
Yeah. You notice that when you say Alanis, her eyes brighten even more so. Just for a bit. And, but she didn't, like, tries to get back to her stoic like,
Her Siri.
alright. Well, okay,
So, do you... like Sparky just fully embracing the awkwardness of this fucking conversation with this woman.
How long
My
have you
guess is that she lives here.
I was born here.
How long have you
See?
been protecting the village?
I've been working with the village since I was born.
Ah, and how long has that been?
I'm 11 this summer.
Clearly, she's in charge.
Well, you're older than this one. And only a year, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years younger than this
Yeah, kobolds are weird.
one. Yeah.
What were you doing in the bushes?
I was reconnaissing,
Yeah?
just
Close.
making sure everything was good and
You
safe.
sure you
know?
don't want some pointers on how to do that?
I'm
better?
usually quite good at it, okay? Where she's proficient in it.
So am I. That doesn't stop how badly I roll.
Oh, 2 3. It's like, no, not happening.
Reconnaissance is a very
Rolled
good
4
skill.
ones today. Picked up all the dice that fell down, and 3 of them were ones.
Where are you guys from?
Technically, we're coming in from Richmond.
Me and Bork here are from the desert to the south.
I used to live in sewers.
You get a sense she has no idea what sewers are.
Where poop
I used to live underneath the city.
We have tunnel. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
He like nods oddly approvingly, like as things should be.
Oh, one of the tunnel people.
Yeah, what kind of people? The kind of crappy type.
She switches to draconic. Draconic. Fuck me.
Yes, what do you need?
She,
I tried to
she
look up
switches to
middle
druidic
school
real
in
quick.
draconic.
She does know it fluently. It's almost her primary language.
Yeah.
He goes. She says the name again and translates it to what it is. Goes. Your forest like our forest?
Very different.
Tell us about the stuff that happens that far south.
Yeah, me too.
I will send it in chat.
I have it in a Word document upstairs.
Yeah, no, I noticed by the fact that you said, she says what you said.
Oh, sorry. It's all Welsh, by the way.
I was
Of course
gonna.
it is.
I was
No,
gonna.
it's
like-
perfect.
It's like Scottish or something like that.
Some of it's Scottish, some of it's Welsh.
All of it's bastardized,
What
as
did
it
he
should
use
be,
for
being
mine
Scottish.
again?
Finnish. And goddamn, does that work so well in so many cases? Oh, you realize something? You
You're
and
Finnish.
who else here speaks Primordial or Terran? You. You all recognize her name. Her name is a direct translation of Pebble
Aw.
in Primordial.
Gunmar will
That's
say,
cute.
"It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Pebble."
They speak it in Primordial.
Otherwise, you're just not calling her by her name?
Yeah, you realize that her name can be translated from Primordial to Pebble.
My name is a noun, but it is also my name.
It's like if you went to China, you would still be Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
wouldn't
get
get
it.
a Chinese name like school has let us.
Oh god.
But yeah, you three would recognize it. Kiwi means pebble, and specifically Terran, but Primordial counts.
Navigate it.
I like that they came up for us.
Yeah. So what's this?
Well,
It's impressive.
thank you. My dad has taught me Common and even Elvish.
Really?
And I
Who's
respond
bad?
back and it's like,
She responds in super broken Elvish.
Yeah!
Yet, I am an understandable turtle.
That is
Wow, that was
how
really
to-
good Elvish. says
Gunmar thinks it's great.
Yeah, that's
It
exactly.
comes
what
out beautifully.
That's exactly what Gunmar was going for.
It sounds like Vanya speaking Elvish, so it must be correct.
Very good. With a little more practice, it'll be.
Thank you.
Where's the bathroom?
Really? So you guys delivered the Aruru.
Yes.
Alright.
Where's the library?
Right, 3 branches up and 1 leaf over.
So who's your dad teaching you all these things?
You want to know my dad?
You brought him up.
He's very important.
Alright.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, your dad's Quentin, isn't he?
Mr. Alanis to you.
Too right. I apologize for my rudeness.
Good.
He's taller than me, yeah.
She's
Significantly.
4 5.
She is.
She's 11, but she's 4 5. She's
Tall person.
I can never remember how tall.
Shorter than that.
I was gonna say it's shorter than that.
By
But
the way,
it's
I
not
looked at
nearly
the average
as tall.
height
Yes.
for 13-year-olds. It turns out it's like 5'4". I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn, we're not doing that. So no, she's way shorter than average. Because that's just it
Children
felt-
should be small.
children should be small.
Well, you grow a lot and then you just stop.
Yes, I noticed that too in the chart. After you hit 14, it just like the same
Yeah.
number all the way up.
Yeah.
I'm 3 inches taller.
Oh, look
Oh,
at that.
snap! It's all
Yeah.
feathers.
Yeah.
3 inches could be more than
It's a
that.
singular feather.
It's
That's
enough.
taller.
It's your talons.
Do you have the cock and
Talons.
tail mohawk?
He's got talons.
But they're what makes him taller.
Yeah, because he like is on the talons and like they're like 3 inches long. And it's
I
like,
like
yeah.
how Terry can like fluff himself.
I love Borb.
And I say in true, I'm far more impressed. Father has the time to teach you.
And she beams as you are complimenting her father and like, thank you. You know, he's away a lot, but I get to see him more than you think. And I've been to Vermont. I have, you know, I've gotten to go there and walk its streets. And I went to this one store, and it was huge, and it was open, and there was ropes in it, and this crazy guy, and it was very, and it's really good. This was in Jukitic.
Ow!
I
Yep.
turn to you guys in common like just talk about.
You met Zook?
You met Zook?
When I meet the person, I kind of hid away. But
I know he'll
I
live
was
play
there.
on ropes.
That place is so cool. I love that place.
That place is all I do.
anyway, do you know when he'll be back?
He said it.
Yeah, he should be
An
back
hour
soon.
probably.
Alright, then I'm gonna wait here.
Right,
Okay.
he's
Alright,
good.
keep him watch.
I do have
Make
a,
sure we don't do anything suspicious.
I do have a
I get it.
question. Why is everybody? A lot of them seem to be
Pull out one
going.
of my lodge snow globes for her.
She is momentarily distracted.
Momentarily.
Just like looking at it, just like, wow, I can't do that. But
She's gonna be such a good.
But yeah, a lot of them seem to be like going
Until
out
she
of their
rebels and
way
becomes
to
a warlock.
Oh, that classic.
I mean, a lot of them seem to be going out of their way to avoid.
I just want to. Like, no one's really supposed to be here. That's not.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Yeah.
We understand.
No,
We'll
just-
be leaving.
Oh, okay, fine. Then most people stay for at least a couple days. Courtesy thing. You would know of this, the War of Courtesy. I didn't
The rest
expect
of
this
us
would
are
come up.
assuming that we need to leave.
The rest of us are assuming we were going to get kicked out once we were
We
done.
have to
Yeah.
be here for the next week and a half.
It's
All
lovely.
right.
The War of Courtesy is it's mostly for travelers, but it's also applied. You didn't expect them to pull it on you guys, because you were just asked anything like that. It's kind of surprising that they're putting it onto you guys because it's done as like we're important or like that like we recognize. But it basically means courtesy for 3 days. So you provide food, shelter, and aid as needed for a minimum of 3 days.
We're all thinking that.
And we don't know this is a custom period.
Yeah, you would know of that custom, and you were not expecting it to be applied to you, as it would be someone like a visiting archdruid or another head of a circle or something like that, or legitimately lost travelers that have like survived because they got lost. That's who they would be applying it
And the
to.
woods
You were
allow
both
them here.
capable, but you also didn't view yourself as like important enough to get this.
Damn, we're important.
We should ask Alanis if we're supposed. I was
Yeah.
kind of assuming that we were supposed to, but got nothing to do.
Well, you should at least, visit mommy before you go.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
told
we-
not.
Oh, yeah,
we
no,
explicitly
no.
We're
not
going to
go
wait for your
anywhere.
father.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm kind of talking like a Italian mobster. But
Gunmar, are you all right?
I don't know the old
Gunmar
accent's
switches
coming out.
voices sometimes. You didn't notice.
Gunmar has schizophrenia.
Back, we're gone. Where
What
do they go?
might-
He just goes home and we're chilling with his wife.
Oh, I was assuming Mama was a big tree.
No.
Who's mama?
You know, some druids, but
Some druids are like that.
Tree fucker.
I have a question. Kiwi.
You
So,
heard me.
we've heard of
And-
trees that kind of like spirits and stuff.
Yeah?
Does that tree have a spirit? If you're not allowed to tell me, that's okay.
I mean, like, it doesn't have a
I know.
I think they called it a wood.
woodwood?
That's it.
Alright, well, that one doesn't have one, but they're all around.
Oh, are they?
Especially at the Sacred Grove.
Turn to a tree and wave to it.
It looks like every other tree.
No way to tell.
Vanya might be able to, but we would have to commune with the tree itself. I'm gonna assume you said your name, sorry.
You've been introduced
Yeah,
already.
okay,
Yeah, you were
alright,
introduced
just making
by
sure I didn't
Gumar.
just like,
Oh, yeah.
she didn't just know your name.
I introduced her as the venerable druid.
Hello, I'm Bonnie.
But they're flowers, so they're all over your chest.
It's all like white poppies and then red poppies that spell it all out, so it's nice and bright. At this point, you mentioned that you asked, my mom is the kind of the leader. But you'll probably meet her soon.
So I was right. You were in charge here.
Was the former ruler of what I lived. Where?
Oh.
Say widow.
Shut.
Interesting.
Nice.
Wait, did you say your mom was? Like,
Yeah.
oh. How many husbands did she have? Oh,
How
Yeah.
many does your mom have?
right now 6.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
you
the
know.
leader. Of course she's going to be.
Yep, that's exactly what
I knew
I'm.
what you meant. I was just as a child.
Talking about naughty things. I
Yep.
learn about this stuff. I watch squirrels.
She lives in the world. Of course she does. This is the most natural thing she could know. I think you're incredibly mature for your age and should be treated it.
Thank you.
Same here, but
You're
there's
probably
a bit limit to that.
She watches squirrels.
Happens a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, concepts of marriage and husbands and bloods don't have that kind of
My
stuff.
people do.
A little bit like how it is here. Like, yeah, it is a husband per se, but it's just that she's like they're just together in a sense. I mean, she's my mom, and you know he's my dad, but like he's not like exclusive to her. She's not exclusive to him. I mean, like it deserves of the station, you know.
As long as happy with the arrangement.
Not for me personally, but
She over in the mountain.
Yes.
welcome to druids.
Vanya's like, wait, I want to go back. I've made regrets.
Fuck, go back.
I
said go back.
I've made regrets.
So I'll just sit here and wait. We should wait for.
No.
Any question to ask any of us about
And
we're
what?
from?
Where like, what have you been up to? Like recently, like what's the outside world like? More so, like what's going on?
To answer what we've been up to recently, we recently dismantled
The
a
Well, we
people
got
that
the
were
Aruru.
responsible for taking the Aruru, look them down.
She was like, yes,
Um,
that's they are bad people.
But before
Very
that, we took down a corrupt government official. Not
Mad
much
person.
about government.
No.
No,
It's
The government is basically they're in
people
power.
who are in charge of large.
no, I
large
get
groups,
that. I
yeah.
just don't
It
know
was
how a
very
lot of it
mean.
works outside of the tribe.
It was very mean, and we punched him in the face.
Yeah.
Not well,
No.
half the time.
He abused his power.
Okay,
Has
A bad
power over a lot of people. He abused it for his own personal gain.
shouldn't let emotions judge you like that. Just
Yes.
because somebody is mean doesn't mean they deserve to be punched.
Well, no, he was. It wasn't that he was mean. It was that he
He
was
tried to
actively
do
harming
this.
other people's lives
See,
by denying them.
that, yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah, he was bad.
He's real bad.
Spring crops and everything.
I see those things, but we don't do it like they do.
Like crops.
Yeah, we don't use the big fields.
Well, I'm
Though
sure
there
you have
was-
some kind of magic to make it a bit easier.
Did take down a criminal for charge that it's corrupted a sacred. Yeah,
Tell him
Gunmar's
not to
go.
just. Tell him
As
to stop
soon as Vanya.
Grandma, don't bring up the tree that we killed. Anything related to that.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah,
just trails on him.
that was fine.
Tanner pulls out a deck of cards.
Gunmar would
Me?
pull out his
You know how
ass,
to
but it's
play?
not completely stupid.
I know a couple games.
Let's have a few games.
Darwin comes up. Want to grub?
No, I know what those are. They don't taste good.
I can flavor it for you.
It sort of works.
My dad did that. Like, wasn't good enough.
We play card games
More me than.
with anyone who wants to play card games.
But yeah,
Sluggies
you
it.
spend the next about 20 minutes or so doing that, and eventually Alanis does come back with the cart. The box is no longer on the cart. As he turns the corner of the Sacred Grove, the Sacred Grove has vines coming down, so it doesn't like block all the light, but it is very much a sectioned off point.
It's shaded.
Oh, it keeps going. It's like it's a tunnel that keeps going.
It's a city in the trees.
And so the Sacred Grove can't actually be seen from where you are, but the entrance is very much vines.
Mhm.
They part, and all of a sudden, Alanis is there. And he goes, Kiwi, I see you've met our guests.
Your daughter's kicking my butt.
Holding like 7 cards and just like, full house.
How'd you do that?
Very good at this game.
Yep. Tanner's letting her win.
Perfectly fine.
Tanner's like slipping cards into her hand and she doesn't notice.
With your sleight of hand, probably.
Darwin comes back with to the winner, the spoil.
It's the same grub.
Just like, I forfeit.
She takes and just like, it's been slipping it beside her very obviously to
They're-
anyone.
Tanner will slip them back in Darwin's bag. Darwin will probably see this happen.
Yeah, it's a whole chain reaction.
It's a great time.
Darwin has special eyes.
Gunmar has like a big smile.
His lack thereof.
All right.
Tanner's been helping Kiwi win. Mostly to distract
So-
her.
I want to let you know that the replanting of Lulu has begun, and they are calmed down and are accepting back to their home quite well.
Here.
I'm sure your druidic friend has taught out the importance of this particular plant.
Hey, sacred plant.
It's one of our 3. It's nice to be home. Now, I was gonna save this for a bit later, but it is we're a little later than I was expecting, being at 8. I would like to invite you to stay under the right of courtesy. You can leave at any time, but it's just hospitality 3 days at your discretion. I do know for if you want to leave, I would at least insist you meet our leader.
I think we can,
Yeah,
we can
I don't- I don't
especially
think
with
there's
it being so late
Anything
now.
pressing.
Party that.
No, I think we'll take you to your quarters here. Kiwi, come on up.
And I believe Tanner is tired of butt kicked.
Tanner's
His-
a man, thank you.
Is
His butt kicked.
for now.
Sorry.
Kiwi climbs up the the
Cart.
wagon cart thing and gets onto the seat. She takes the reins and just laughing and like,
Hides the back.
It's like not just a stacked deck. This is a stack. If you want to get in the back of the cart, I'll take you over to our guest quarters.
Griffin.
Gunmar whistles to
Oh, Ryder's been here the whole
Roger's
time?
been here the whole time.
Oh, no.
If anything, Roger has been adding to our credibility by being a moose.
No one has batted an eye
at Roger.
Roger. He's been slowly just eating on some grass.
One of them had to shoo him away from a certain patch at one point to another one.
No.
Those are the sacred
At one point,
grasses.
Bonnie's like, hey, 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 hey.
Not that one.
Not the pretty grass.
It would be
Roger,
the
no.
pretty grass, not the sacred grass, but the pretty grass. You've already dealt with the sacred grass. The sacred grass is basically a woo-woo because
Yeah.
it's in the long reed forms and flows. The other 2 are one's a flower, one's a fungus, but you don't know that.
I thought one of them was going to be a tree.
Oh no! These are very much.
I definitely thought one of them would be a flower, but I thought the other one.
Mm-mm. No, these are very useful. These are practical things, but they represent
Trees
more
are
than that.
practical.
They're hard to move.
That's true.
And no, they're cultivated more than. Let me take you over, and I think first thing in the morning we will go and talk to. I really have to read this out every time. Will Knight, leader of our tribe. RHODONITE, like the crystal. Please address her as Rhodonite, though. You will hear many, but please, her full name. It was quite long.
Accidental slip.
We understand the
Adventure, we like to save time. Kind of part of our...
efficiency beseech you. Follow me, and you guys get on the
We
back
go.
of the cart. He takes you to the mouth of the cave. Big granite doors, 25 feet tall, 15 feet wide, just open as you get close to it. You realize it was further away than you thought it was. It was just so big, it created an optical illusion when surrounded by this grove. And a good quarter-mile away is the base of this mountain, and you went through the entire village, made up mostly of, especially on the bottom floor, woven kind of circular homes of beads of such different styles, but there was also tents, platforms, walkways going up in stilts, various minor trees that supported houses on top of houses. It seems whenever they need a new dwelling, they grow something new to make it. Some of these, on the roadway, they all look occupied, but along the edges, things look more currently growing. Like not...
preemptive.
Yeah, basically for growth that is to be expected.
Look, the housing crisis is everywhere.
And as you get to the base of the mountain, the doors open for you, near silently for such giant stone granite doors. Inside is massive, about 40 feet tall, easily 50 feet wide, and a giant arch, and just offshoots constantly going off of it, as well as stalls and other things set up within the first about 1,000 feet. Selling all kinds of wares and trading stuff, but also just stores and other things like that. He takes you in, and on the first right, takes you off the cart and brings you down this side hallway. You go down for an oddly long amount of time, but it's a straight line. And then you're shown... I'm sorry. You go up a staircase a couple times. You feel like you've risen about 50 feet. Through this back and forth staircase, through this tunnel, and then taken out a long hallway where you were shown several rooms. There looks to be about 10 rooms, but he shows you the first. How many rooms would you need? Well, each room has 2 beds, so if you're welcome to bunk, you're welcome. If you'd like to bunk, you're welcome to.
4 then?
Alright, and he goes up to each of the first 4, and each time he touches his hands where a doorknob would be, and you see him do a motion that you instantly recognize as druid craft. And vines just bump out to make a handle that beforehand you didn't know how to operate this door. It didn't look like push pull or anything like that.
But that would have
Probably.
Definitely.
He does that to each of the doors, and so now when you touch the handles, you pull on them and they open. You can split up as you like. Please, we'll send up some food for you for the evening, but come tomorrow. I think we'll start with an audience with our head druid, a nice meal, and maybe we can share stories.
Would be an honor.
Right.
Do you want us to not go anywhere?
You may visit between us, but please try not to wander too.
Got it.
The village is aware that you are here and are members and guests, but until the official greeting ceremony tomorrow, it would be to your best interest and ours to keep to your rooms. Vanya, please feel free to go anywhere you would like. And you can decide on that, but we are going to end tonight's session as you guys bed down for the night. They do send up food, and you guys have a late dinner of various fruits and vegetables.
I'll bunk with Darwin.
Cool.
You're all alone.
No.
Well, I was gonna say someone's gonna bunk with Squark. It's one of you.
Already.
Oh, okay.
I mean, technically, you could bunk with us. I have a hammock. I could
True.
always hang up literally wherever.
Oh yeah.
We have 2 immovable rods and a hammock.
There's a small knock on our door.
Glass doorknob.
I guess.
Your choice.
It's
So
fun.
we only need 3 rooms from now on. Got it.
I mean, that'll save us money at an end. Sorry, I'm still on. Why can't I escape?
It's all good.
You okay?
But yeah, next week we will not be having a session.
Aw.
No.
Just we have too many people out and other things like that. So, skipping the 8th, we will meet again on the 15th. If I got that. Yeah, that's right. And yeah, congratulations, you. This is the first time you've successfully skipped an encounter.
Woo.
And like full-on skipped. This would have been several awakened trees and other things like that as the forest came alive to defend the Uru. But no, you guys calmed it.
Yeah. Diplomacy.